Did I just bomb that?
Nope, that was me. We're good. We're live.
Perfect.
Hi, everybody.
Way to start.
Oh, that was a chin. Okay, I thought
it was an error.
It's not my
fault. We're starting off.
Oh my God! All right, we can start that way. What is up, everybody? Welcome to 3 Men in the Basement. We are coming to you live and direct. We are T-minus 1 month away from Terrificon. We have Mr. Mitch in the back, Uncle Mitch, getting ready, the king of the nerds, to talk all things Terrificon. And I can't wait. We've just been yucking it up for 15 minutes, and we got smiles upon smiles. So get ready for the explosion. Give us 18 seconds, and then we're going to tell you all the things that we have coming up before we talk about Terrificon. All right. It's good to see everybody. Happy Wednesday night. We have the summer of Otto in full effect. We are cruising right through. We are getting ready. I have my cast of characters piloting through this stormy weather, flying a blackbird. You know, my co-pilot tonight is Chin. Say what's up to everybody.
What's going on, everybody? I'm pumped to talk Terrificon. I can't wait. So I'm going to stop talking so Dave can talk.
All right.
Hey. Great. I can't wait for Terrificon. I mean, it's just like, I don't even know what to say because it's like a month away. I got a little more breathing room because I'm going on vacation next week. And usually it's like, as soon as I come back, it's Terrificon. So I got a little breathing room to get prepared for it. Can't wait.
Nice. All right. So you guys, as always, please like this video. Why wouldn't you? We're telling you how to navigate Terrificon. We're telling you all the things that we've been doing. I've been going to Terrificon for 9 years now. Oh my God, I can't wait for year 10. Hit the notification bell. We're going to do tons more videos about Terrificon. Subscribe so you know when these videos happen, and leave a comment below. How many days are you going for? How many days, what are you looking for? What panels, what shows, what do you guys want to do? Let us know all those things in the comments below. And we can't wait for that. All right. Chin, before we talk about our 1 or 2 upcoming events, who do we have in the chat with us?
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me, Dave does that, but I guess I'll just take Dave's job. Sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
Starting off, we got Mike the Beast Benson. We got Geek Aficionado, Marvel Fan 80, Benny Beans. We got Sean Comics CT. We have Broke Boy Comics. What's going on, Noah? We got Izzyverse NYC. We got the Butcher. The Butcher's in the house. Pressable Defects. Nice. My thing is glitching, so I'm probably missing someone because I have a bad storm happening. So I miss it. Oh, look at that.
No, I think you got it.
Look who's here.
Hey, look, Terrificon.
Yeah, look at that. Cool. But yeah, guys, keep typing in the chat, especially if you have any questions and stuff too, because now's the time. So, but before we talk about Terrificon, next weekend, Otto, what do we got going on?
Next weekend, you guys, I can't wait to tell you about all the things we have happening. We have our Collectibles Festival. This is the first time we've ever done this. It's July 27th. It's in Hartford. We've got tons of different types of vendors. We've got toys, comic books, vintage clothes. It's outside at West Side Square in Hartford, the city that I grew up in. It's free parking. It's family friendly, dog friendly. And it's just something new that we're trying. And this is our pre-party to Terrificon. Come join us, buy some stuff, maybe sell some stuff, hang out with some people, and get ready for Terrificon. But first time we've ever tried this. We're fully ecstatic, and we believe in West Side Square for letting us hold it there. And we've got some really neat stuff. So this should be a lot of fun. I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Come play some giant.
West Side is, White Side. I mean, they're doing. They just keep growing. I keep seeing them. They're advertising a lot. It's looks like it's they got something good going on there, so it's cool to be part of it.
Yeah. So take the trip. It's free for the family. It's free for everybody. It's pet friendly as well. So bring your dog, bring your animal, enjoy some food, and give back to the city that I grew up in, Hartford, Connecticut. And it's just going to be a lot of fun. So, all right. So we are going to have Mitch on in like 30 seconds. But you know what? You guys got to see what Mohegan Sun has to offer. I mean, this is more than just, a Comic-Con. It has everything that you want to do. And you know what? Mitch did a great commercial a few years ago, and it's really funny. So pay attention, get ready before we bring on Mitch Halleck, the producer and owner of Terrificon.
Probably share the video, Otto.
I'm Mitch Halleck, winner of Connecticut's #1 Comic-Con, Terrificon.
I got
Am I
it.
sharing it?
Mohegan Sun.
There you go.
There you
Hey,
go.
Fred, not a scratch, okay?
Sure thing, Mr. Halleck.
Terrificon is more than just a Comic-Con. It's a 3-day event celebrating all the things you love. Comic books, TV, movies, and a whole lot more. Plus, it's a fun event for the entire family.
That was Jay Leno.
With over 300 vendors of comic books, toys, movie memorabilia, and a lot more, you're bound to find some cool stuff at Terrificon. Thanks a lot. You know, outside of Terrificon, Mohegan Sun offers over 30 places to shop. Plus, if you're hungry, there's over 40 great places to find something to eat. Hey, did you guys know Mohegan Sun is one of the world's largest entertainment venues? You guys going to a show or something?
We have a party to bust up on 12. I wish we got tickets to Terrificon. I blame myself. So do I.
Speaking of tickets, if you want to find out where you can get yours, go to Terrificon.com. While you're there, also check out our full guest list and things like panel schedules, photo op times, and a whole lot more. Terrificon is the #1 comic show in Connecticut, and you can meet the greatest artists and writers of all time. Terrificon isn't just a New England experience. In fact, we get guests, artists, and fans from all over the world.
G'day, Mitch. I've come all the way from Australia just to see Terrificon. I wouldn't miss Terrificon for anything. Well, gotta run. See you at Terrificon, Mitch.
There's one now. Are you under 7?
Yep,
Did you know that kids 7 and under get it free at Terrificon?
that sounds terrific.
As long as there's a paying adult. And it all starts right here at the Earth Expo and Convention Center in Mohegan Sun. 3 full days of family fun excitement at Connecticut's #1 Comic-Con. Remember, there are a lot of Comic-Cons out there, but there's only one that's terrific, and we call it Terrificon. Thanks a lot, Fred. Oh, not again. It could be a lot worse. See you guys at Terrificon.
All right.
Uh-huh.
Steve,
So good.
let's bring him on. Mitch, that's great. Did you direct that?
That guy should get an Academy Award. That was pretty damn good. I was watching.
Oh, my.
Oh.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight, Mitch. Welcome to 3MIB. Great to see you again.
Well, you know, it's all fun and games. So
Yes.
I figured why not come on here. Thanks for having me, boys.
No,
Four men in a basement or wherever
That's right.
Chinmo is.
That's
I'm in a
it.
bedroom, so.
Oh, okay. Oh, geez.
Easy now.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those shows, huh?
Oh,
yeah.
well,
In
yeah,
about-
it's like the swap, Mitch. You
about
know,
40
you know,
minutes
You
away.
remember when your wife asked about the
Oh, yeah.
swap? So,
I thought it was about comic swap, and I thought it was about comics. You know?
so you missed the swap this year, though. You
I
went to
was
some
in,
fancy
I
art
was
show.
in Italy. I was
Oh,
sorry.
jeez.
Italy, Newington.
Newington,
Italy,
I hear you, I hear you, I hear
Newington.
So, can I ask you about this? Because I don't
Yeah.
hobnob with many people who go to the Lake Como Art Show or Art Fest. Is there comic books or is it just original art?
It's just original art. There's only
Like pages of like all different types of stuff?
Bill Sienkiewicz, Simone Bianchi. A lot of the folks you're going to see at the show, like David Mack, Terry Dodson.
Yeah.
Geez, practically my whole guest list. But no, it's at a villa. It's along the Lake Como, obviously, right down the road from George Clooney's house. And yeah, it's just it's like Artist Alley,
Right.
except it's in a villa,
It's in Italy.
and it's just about art. There's just artists drawing, but if
Yeah.
you're into art, you can get amazing pieces there. I mean, there was what's the big guy's name from Croatia? He's been at my show.
Oh, Eastside Ribbit.
Eastside Ribbit.
Yeah.
He's there painting away. It's literally like Artist Alley. That's the best way to describe it. But there's not shoving and pushing. There's no cosplayers. There's no Deadpools in your face. It's just a bunch of art. Yeah.
Maybe we'll take 3 of my beer. We'll class 3 men in a basement up and head up there. So.
Yeah, no, it was great. I was hanging out with Jeff Loeb, and it's so like casual. Like I'm riding the elevator with Jeff Loeb talking about movies and comics. Yeah, I was like, "Why'd you blow up Stamford, Connecticut? What's your problem, buddy?" And my wife's like, "Who's this guy?" And I'm like, "Oh," and she didn't know. My wife doesn't know who any of these people are, so she's not like overwhelmed when we meet him, And it's just a very relaxed. I'm having dinner with David Mack. I mean, it's just
Jesus. Oh my God. So yes, understandable. So when you told me, I completely understood, when he said, it was great. I get it. You don't want to be
I'll go again. I mean, it was just a fantastic experience,
Nice. So we've got tons of things to talk about, future and now, guys. Just the way the show's going to go is we're not going to indulge Mitch in his time, so we're going to keep the conversation going. We're going to give him some Q&A. We're going to talk about some of the guests. I do want to talk about Terrificon memories, which are near and dear to me. Some great stories. I'm sure Dave and Chin have stuff they want to talk about. We've got tons of people in the live chat. So am I correct by saying, Mitch, that this is the year 9 at Mohegan Sun? Yes, 9. Year 9.
Yes, okay. Yes, 9th year. Yes, next year will be 10. Yeah.
Yes, I officially started the first year you came to Mohegan Sun. Because I remember the Trumbull people got really mad at you, right?
Yeah. Oh, well, it was Bridgeport actually.
Oh, Bridgeport.
They didn't get mad. Well, they got mad at me because I left. The guy doubled the rent, and I couldn't afford what he wanted, and it was just. There was like no hotels in Bridgeport.
Right.
There was a Holiday Inn at the time, but that's gone. They closed. There's literally no hotels right near that arena. And an arena is great for rock concerts and basketball and hockey, but it was kind of a challenge to put together a convention because it's not designed like a convention place. But it was a fun time. That was 10 years ago. But yeah. We went to Mohegan Sun, 75 miles away. I was worried that no one would show up.
Yeah.
Everybody showed up and brought their cousins and their brothers and their kids because we had more people there than we did here. We had more families. Yeah. And it's been every year, it's bigger and bigger.
It's bigger. So, I want to give a shout out. You did thank you very much for jumping on our Friends of the Channel, the Comic-Con podcast with Justin and Zach. That was a lot of fun to listen to when you jumped on with them.
Yeah.
And so at the first show, the first time you did this, right? And I understand, your media, your marketing, the big shows, giving away the Mustang and all that. And I understand.
Yeah, I've done all that. Yeah.
So 3,000 people were at your first show?
My first show here in Trumbull at the Marriott Hotel, which is designed for like proms and wedding receptions and, that type of stuff. 3,500 people for a one-day show.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think
that's amazing.
I was there.
You were there, Dave?
Yeah.
I was there.
I produced that one, and then the next year we did it again to see if it was a fluke. I was like, maybe that was just a fluke. But next year almost doubled it. It was 5,500 because I know this because the fire marshal gave me the report, and they shut us down.
Did you get a fine, or is that a fine? Yeah.
No,
okay.
It wasn't a fine.
Okay.
But I had to get some police officers there to direct traffic because literally we had people parking down the street at the commuter lot, which was about a mile away, walking down this main road that was in front of like Target and Kohl's shopping center. And that they're dressed as Batman and Superman, and they got capes, and the guys are like, they got capes on, they're gonna get run over. So we had to.
They're not practical.
It's not designed for streetwear. A lot of this,
right?
So,
but they said that's very important. We're going to talk about that very soon.
Parking. They took over the Target parking lot. They took over the Kohl's parking lot. They took over the Big Y parking lot. Everybody was pissed. They were like, "What are you doing?" So anyway. I couldn't go back there. So then it went to Bridgeport, and then we couldn't go back there. So I just keep moving.
Yeah.
Now, thank God, we've found a home at Mohegan for 9 years, 10 years.
For 9 years. And of the 9 years, in the convention center, it was 4. And then we went to the, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, it was only 3. It was 2015, 16, 17, because 17 was the year Adam West passed away.
Yes.
2018
You went
was
to the
we went to the expo. We were the second show in the expo center. They had just done the Barrett Jackson car auction.
That's amazing. That's amazing. They built they built that for you, not Barrett's. I mean,
no. Honestly, we are the, not to toot my own horn, we are the biggest event at Mohegan Sun every year because we get like 20-some thousand people. Man, we're the biggest one.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. So one thing that I think is really, really funny. So when we're in there on Saturday morning getting ready for the show, at about 9:30ish, the Warrior Queen, my wife Andrea, checks in with me just to either ask for money or just to have some kind of money change hands so she can go for the day.
Yeah.
And so where the convention center is, you guys have to understand, you have to visualize Mohegan Sun. They have the casino, they have the convention center, then expo center, then they have the hallway, and then they have the 3/4 of a mile hallway to the next hotel. Then that goes down to the original convention center. She messaged me and said, I am so far down, it's going to take me a week to get in, and that's how many people were there. I mean, Mitch, I don't know if you see that because you're inside, but there are people.
Oh, no. I see it every year because if you go, well, you don't go because you're inside. You don't see what happens. The people who have waited in line will know what happens. And I think there's a video last year, somebody shot of it. Every year, I always go outside to check. Even when we was in Bridgeport, I want to see how long the line went. And it went, because they say, oh, you're crazy. No one's going to come to this thing. It went down the road. It went around the baseball field that used to be in Bridgeport where the Bluefish played. It went underneath the train tracks. It went down for it felt like a mile. So when we do Terrificon every year, I go to the door, and just before we open the door, I go to check the line, and I go and thank everybody, honestly, because if you people and everybody on this chat, if you guys don't come to the show, I'm out of a job. So thank you.
Agreed. I respect that.
Appreciate everybody. You pay for my house, so I thank you. But the thing of it is, I go down and I thank people for coming to the show. So, and I try to shake hands. I try to, high five people, and I keep walking, and I keep walking, and I keep walking. And I go, okay, when does it end? And they go, it keeps going. And we keep going. We go down that long hallway you mentioned between the hotels. We go down the lobby at the other hotel where the fountain is and the pond. We go past Michael Jordan's.
Yes, that is massive.
We've gone down an escalator down to the casino floor. That's how long it goes. It literally, and that's only one side because there's another line that goes down to the right to the parking garage. Sometimes the winter parking garage. So they literally have it going both ways. It feels like a mile, but I'll go to the end of the line, and the last person there, I go, come on. So I grab the last guy, and I bring him all the way to the front.
Oh, good for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you never see that. That happens every year. But no, it's crazy, the line. I believe, but the good thing about it is Mohegan, they're very skilled at doing concerts.
They move people.
Oh, it's quick.
Oh,
they move people.
They do the security check, they do the bag check, and you're in the place maybe 5-10 minutes. So you don't really miss a lot.
No.
But
the people are there, click, going through, scanning, next level, check the bag.
I feel like even if you are last in line, say doors open at 10 or 11, whatever it is.
You're in by 10:20.
Yeah, you're in there within 15, 20 minutes tops.
Yeah, you're in. Yeah, trust me. I've waited in line in rainstorms in New York Comic Con for blocks. You don't get in 20 minutes, man. I've made it.
Oh God, unbelievable.
I don't want to even get into that. But
so
I've snowstorms too. Yeah.
Oh geez. So we're a little bit later in August, and I like this. I think this is a great move.
Well, we weren't supposed to be. Okay. If you got last year's program, you know that it was supposed to be this coming week. I think it is.
Oh my God.
End of July. Yeah.
End of July, like it was, because what happened is I posted it and I said, thanks everybody for coming.
Like you always do, cheers.
And I got calls immediately from Franco, the artist, and my friends and stuff. They go, did you know what's next year? I'm like, no, what? They go, San Diego, which is traditionally the third weekend of July, moved for some reason this year to the last weekend. So they took my date. So immediately I got a lot of calls from vendors and stuff saying, oh my God, I'm already booked for San Diego and I can't do your show. And I'm like, what do you mean? So I called Mohegan on a Sunday morning at 7 a.m. I called my rep. You got any open dates? And trust me, they're backed up for years. I mean, they literally, I can tell you what Terrificon's going to be in 6 years. They have it all mapped out. And I said, you got anything open? And they go, why? I said, I don't want to go against San Diego. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. So they said, we'll give you August 16th to the 18th, which originally is when Terrificon used to be years ago. We used to be like the third week in August, second weekend. So
yeah.
It's kind of gotten full circle, so it's all right. People like it. It's just before
Okay.
school, it's a
No,
little
you know
cooler.
what? For me, it's the last hurrah of the summer of Otto. Like after Terrificon, the summer of Otto is just falling back to normal. So it's gonna be as great, but then it's like the fall of Rome.
But next year, it's back to July 25th and 27th. So we'll
breaking news! You guys heard that right here, right now.
I could have told you that last year.
I know you could have. That's good. I'm just trying to hype it up.
No, and you know what? It is what it is. I don't know what the San Diego date's going to be, but it's either that date next year or Labor Day weekend. And I said I'm not doing a show on Labor Day weekend.
No, bad move.
So it's going to be the 25th and 27th. And you know what, guys? If it's the same weekend as San Diego Comic-Con, can I swear on this show?
Yeah, of course.
Fuck you can.
F it. That's it. It's going to be and you know what? From the response I get from people, that's not a comp. And no offense to the people that run it. I don't know anybody there. I've never been to it.
They're not watching it.
It's not a comic book show. It's not. Right. It's not about comics. It's not about artists and writers. It's about movies and TV and video games or something.
I heard that you have to bid on hotel rooms.
Really?
To even get an overpriced hotel room. Yeah, like I'm listening to this. Their contract is up within a few years, and they're talking about moving it to Vegas, which would be mostly ideal. But people have to like bid to get a hotel room, and it's completely overpriced. So to me, they're Terrificon. This is the best. This is my favorite weekend of the year for Comic-Con.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Mitch. Even if it is the same weekend, I'm still coming to Terrificon.
Yeah,
I'll be
exactly.
Well, it'll be you and me. We'll be there. We'll be
and Jim Steranko at 3 a.m, right?
Yeah, I've done that actually. Yeah.
All right. So want to talk about just a few years in past. I did want to say I've been joking about this all day to myself. Louis Ferrigno called and said he wants a limo, some prime rib, and door-to-door service. So Louis's not coming this year though, right?
No. You've never lived until you've been in a back of a limousine with Lou Ferrigno driving around trying to find blueberry muffins at 7 a.m. And you know what hangry is, like half hungry, half angry.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, you don't want to see him angry. Of all people, the Hulk, and he's in the car with me, and we go to green. What is it? Chips, I believe it is. It's on the Silas Highway.
Yeah, that's your area. Yeah,
so we go in there, and he's so funny. He's like, "Yeah, I don't want to be noticed. I just want to have some breakfast." That's my Arnold Schwarzenegger Ferrigno voice. So we go in. And the guy's gigantic. You can't not see him, and everyone's looking like that's the Hulk. And we go and he's sitting in the back. And you think if he didn't want to be seen, man, he wouldn't sit facing everybody. But no, he sat facing everybody. And it's like, what the hell? And they bring over his food, and it's like steak and eggs and all this protein stuff, which is great. And a lot of fruit. But then he goes, could I get a blueberry muffin? And the guy goes, oh, we're out of blueberry muffins. And I'm like, what are you nuts? And he goes, you don't have blueberry muffins? I'm like, get him some blueberry muffins. And he goes, all I got is a corn muffin. And I go, you got blueberries, right? He's like, yeah. I said, you got corn, right? Get a goddamn straw and put some effing holes in it and put some effing blueberries and give him
the Hulk we're talking about.
Blueberry muffin. And then he's like, oh, I guess I could do that. I'm like, go do it. And then the guy comes up with this cobbled together blueberry muffin. And he goes, what's that? It's a blueberry muffin. I don't want that. I was like, so then we get in the car and he's like, can we stop somewhere and get blueberry muffins? I'm like, no, we got to go to the show. We're late. And then we had to go to Channel 8 in New Haven. And then,
God.
And my poor wife, she was dealing with the load-in. That was the first year at the big expo center. And she's screaming. She's like, where are you? I'm like, we're stuck on 95. We had to get blueberry muffins. And she's like, what the hell are you talking about? God.
It's like an episode of a TV show.
Oh, no. And he's showing me pictures of Schwarzenegger's kid. He's like, you see that? I go, who's that? That's Arnold's son. Yeah. You don't look tough, right? I go, I don't know this guy. I guess. He's like, and he's telling me fights he's had with Arnold Schwarzenegger for 50 years during that Pumping Iron movie. I'm like, bro,
so Pumping Iron, got it from 1974.
You got to let it go, man. It's been 50 years. He's like, you said things about my sister. I'm like, I don't care. I got to go to a show,
Oh, Louis.
Anyway, right, Lou Ferrigno's
Louis not coming, but I love to hear the story that Lou brings on. I've got one more if I could indulge myself on. So one of my favorite movies of the 80s and one of my heroes, Flash Gordon. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Flash.
never had coming out of the pool one morning. I open up the elevator and there's Sam Jones. I'm with my youngest and I go, Flash Gordon as I live and breathe. And he says, yes. So I said, I can't wait to take a picture with him. So I went and take a picture with him. I have a great time, enjoyed the time. I mean, this was Mitch 7 or 8 years ago,
It
right?
was 2018. He's been there a couple times. He was at the convention center. Yeah, he was at the smaller one and at the big one. Yeah.
Yep. And then, so that maybe the second time he was there, not so much. I didn't really see him, but I see you the next day. And in passing, you say, Sam Jones just had 9 women try to get in here for free.
Wow.
Or something like that.
Yeah. Hurricane Lou and Sam Lou, they were all over that casino. I mean, the security guys, I was getting reports all night long. They're like, you just missed Hurricane Sam and Lou because they're big guys and they were having a great time and they were going through all the bars and all the lounges and all the places, you know. And I guess they were at one bar and there was a lot of bridal parties there at the Mohegan Sun.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of girls get married. And they told everybody, you girls are great. You just come to the show tomorrow. I'll let you all in. I know the owner. So I come in the next morning, man, and there's all these women out front. I go, what can I do for you? They're like, yeah, we're coming in. I go, who are you? He goes, well, we met Sam. I go, who's Sam? Oh, the big blonde guy. I go, Sam Jones? Yeah, he said we could come in. I go, oh, yeah, how many? Are those like 10 of us? 10 of you. Oh, okay. So I call up Sam. I go, hey, bro.
At
you
$40 a wop.
Yeah, I go, you owe me about $3,500. He's like, for what? I go, you invited all these women there. I'm not letting them in for free. I got to make money. He's like, oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, he goes, forget it then. They can't come in. I was like, all right.
Okay.
Awesome. That's so
All right.
funny.
And then if I can just ask about one more question.
Go ahead, man. I got nothing. I'm literally sitting there.
And the Warrior Queen is upstairs, and we joke about this all the time. Is when Chaz Palminteri was there.
Oh, yeah.
And the Capullo and Snyder line were long, and he looks at you, Mitch, and in the accent of Chaz Palminteri, what does he say? Who the heck are these guys? The Beatles?
Yeah, it comes out. He didn't want. That's the whole other thing was where, if you recall the old convention center, there was a big open area where like Neil Adams would be out front.
Yes.
And then you go into the doors into the ballroom, and that's where we had the vendors and such. But all the actors I would put out in the front lobby, so if they got long lines, it was easier to control. He wanted to be where it was darker, and he wore sunglasses the whole time.
Yeah,
it was like
the whole
why?
time.
So he's right around the corner from us. He's got like a Hawaiian, not a Hawaiian shirt, but like a bowling shirt on, like something from Goodfellas or the Sopranos.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So he's in there and he's got his guys with him. These 2 guys, one's a former cop. He said, I don't know. So he comes out, he sees the line for Capullo and Snyder. It is like gangbusters. There's got to be 300-400 people in line. This is at the height of
this was like 18. No,
it was 2017. It was
17. Yeah, 17. Okay.
And he comes out and he goes, what's going on over there? I said, oh, that's Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. Well, who the hell are they? Well, they write Batman and he draws it. What are they, the effing Beatles? No. And then he goes, what do they do again? And I picked up a copy of Metal because we had a variant cover. I said, they make this in the Batman Metal. And he looks at it, he goes, funny books? I go, funny books. And he goes, fucking funny books? I go, yeah. He goes,
Awesome.
You got to be fucking kidding me. And he just walks back and he goes, fucking funny books. Unbelievable. And he goes back inside and he just sat there the whole time and he'd come out and he'd look and Neil Adams was there and there's lines for Neil and everybody. And he would just shake his head every time he walked out under his breath, go,
yes,
fucking
because that's the wall
books.
he was against. Mitch, I remember that's the part of the wall that he was against. He was in the back corner.
Yeah.
Right there. Neil was right there. And I remember my wife got to meet him. So, yes, I could only imagine him coming out. Oh, my God.
It's always, let me tell you, no matter how many years I do this stuff, it's always a surreal experience because somewhere inside, there's still that 10-year-old kid inside me that loves all these comics and loves Flash Gordon and the Hulk. And I know they're real people. Come on, I'm not stupid. But inside, I'm still that 10-year-old kid on a Friday night watching the Hulk with the rabbit ears on the TV with Bill Bixby trying to get a good picture,
Right.
And I go, if you could go back in time and you could tell that kid who's sitting there on the floor watching the Hulk or Wonder Woman, whatever it is, I go, you're going to grow up one day and you're going to be with these people. But I never would have imagined that I'd be hanging with like Chaz Palminteri as he's swearing about fucking funny books, and I'm just like, this is like, I'm thinking is that scene where they go and get the biker guys in the
I was
bar.
saying,
and they lock the
that's
door.
exactly what popped into my
you,
head. Yeah.
you guys ain't going anywhere. I'm thinking, what's he gonna do? Bar the door so Capullo and Snyder can't get out and just start beating the hell out of him, you know?
Yeah.
That's
No. It's unbelievable. So
let me ask you this, Mitch.
Go ahead,
because
Sid.
it kind of goes with our chemist down here is asking about Lou Ferrigno coming back.
Okay, yeah.
Because you've had so many artists, writers, movie stars, TV stars, a bunch of people. How do you go about picking like who's coming? Is there like certain people you're like, I don't want that person back, or this person be a good get?
Well, it's kind of selfish reason because I pay for all the bills, so I only get people who I like.
That's fair. Hey,
you think I like a lot of people, but no, honestly, I sit there and look, originally it was only comic book people. That was it. It was only comics. You had to be artists or writers. Then we started getting the movie actors and like, okay, if they're going to be in there, the caveats, they got to be like from a superhero or a comic book show. The Flash or the Walking Dead or the Guardians of the Galaxy, there got to be a connection. You can't just, I'm on TV.
You don't have like Days of Our Lives stars.
No, I didn't. And then hey, I got Road Warrior Animal. He's a friend of mine. I got Jerry Lawler, the King. Can he come in? I'm like, I don't want to start getting into wrestlers. And then you bring one or two in. But by doing that, you bring in other audience. You bring in more fans, and they go, oh my God. And then they find that they like something. They might go, look, there's a action figure I want. There's a toy or a comic or a poster. Right. So you go to the grocery store. They just don't sell milk and bread. They sell all this other stuff. So I'm like, all right, I'll get a little bit extra stuff. So we did that. And then over the years, you'll get like a guest and he's like, hey, I got a friend of mine. Can he come in? And then I'm like, I don't know. Has he got any comic book connection? And I really go look, even if it's a voiceover on a Justice League cartoon, I go, okay, you pass. You get to come in because you were, Black Lightning or, Thundar the Barbarian or something, something, obscure character, as long as it's in a comic thing. So over the years, I've kind of not gone all the way to the dark side, but I have bent the rules here and there just because Jonathan Frakes comes in. He's Star Trek, but in my mind, he also used to be Captain America at Marvel appearances.
Right.
He's
great
married,
guest, though. Great guest.
Married to Jeannie Francis.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Jeannie Francis.
He's on General Hospital for 40, 50 years.
The gentlemen below us are too young to remember Jeannie Francis, but Jeannie Francis.
I don't know. I remember Luke and Laura.
Laura. I can't tell the guy, oh, your wife can't come to the show. I mean, what am I going to do?
That makes sense.
Yeah, and then that brought a whole new audience in because people that, their husband wants to go meet this Star Trek guy or get a comic book from Jerry Ordway, but the wife's like, oh, Jeannie Francis is here I used to watch her as a kid. And then that's what you start getting, some of the other people. But very little. It's not the majority. I'm not like those big autograph shows around here. It's always a comic book show first and foremost.
Absolutely. If you look at the list, which we will very shortly, it's anybody
comic
looking at it. This is a comic book show, and you have I like to think of it. If it's a cake, this is the cake. The frosting, is like the
yeah. And in fact, I've even had the actors say to me, "Hey, how come all those people have a bigger area?" Because if you look, the actors are only along the back wall.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and the center focus is the comic book creators. I go, honestly, guys, that's the star. And I'm not being facetious. I go, no, that's the stars of the show. If it wasn't for those guys, you wouldn't have all these. And I've said it to him. I'm like, you wouldn't have a career, Dean Cain, if it wasn't for the guy that wrote Superman over there. That's Jim.
I'm going to interject real quick because last year I met one of the biggest crushes of my life, Rebecca Romaine Stamos. My God, I don't even want to talk about it. But Mitch, talk about a bonus. We had Jerry show up, and this is what Jerry did for us.
Oh, yeah.
Action. So here I am at Terrificon, and I asked my friend Jerry O'Connell to do an intro for 3 Men in the Basement. I'm Jerry O'Connell. You're watching 3 Men in the Basement. Thank you very much, my friend. Great meeting you.
Every time.
Very nice guy.
Looks like he's got like a gun to his back. Like, say the line.
No. He says to me, he goes, I'm an actor. Tell me what to do here.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you about that. You know what? You're not making that up. When we go to do the photo ops, and anybody out there is going to get a photo op with somebody, they actually, the actors, if you give them direction, most of them, if not all of them, are very open to that. And they like that because that's what they do for a living. They actually stand there and they have a director say, okay, you're going to look surprised when this guy's going to come in from the left. I need you to look that way. Put your hands up here. And they do what you tell them to do for a living. So when you're doing a photo op, you could just stand there and go, which a lot of people do. That's fine. They get very intimidated. But honestly, the better photo ops are the ones where they're engaging. And even if it's only a couple seconds, you go, hey, nice to meet you. Could you really do this? They go, yeah, sure. And they know you're paying for it, so they're open to it. They're like, yeah, as long
Charlie
as
Cox and I are going to do a great fight scene. I can't wait.
as long as it's, I'll tell you a little in secret here. Ralph Macchio, the Karate Kid.
Oh my God.
Not the guy that I'm bringing now, who's the editor.
I swear to God, bitch, that's what I saw. My dyslexic brain saw that. I go, oh my God, he's bringing Macchio.
I can't help it if they got the same name. I put it up today, and somebody goes, you do know Cobra Kai season 5, whatever, final season's tomorrow. I go, you don't say. I didn't know that. But, so you're not saying I hashtag Ralph Macchio so I can get my post to be written up in all the other social media things? Only a marketing genius would do that. But anyway, he tells me we're sitting backstage. He goes, "Oh, I'm so glad you don't have the other guy here, Billy Zabka." I said, "Why?" He says, "Because all weekend I'd have to be doing that."
The crane kick.
He goes, at the time, he goes, I'm 56 years old. Let me just tell you, that gets after 4 hours of standing on one leg. I ain't a kid anymore. I thought that was the funniest thing I ever heard. It's like, so if you ever go to a photo op with Ralph Macchio, tell him you want to do the crane. He'll love you. He'll be like, yes.
He'll actually kick you.
He might kick you. He might kick you. An illegal kick.
Well, I had it's kind of funny saying that actors like directing. Well, I saw Lou Ferrigno and he was my hero. I couldn't wait to meet Lou Ferrigno. Yeah. And so I get a picture with him, and then I asked him, I said, can I get a picture, or are you putting me in a headlock? And then his handler's like, what did he's like, he wants me to put him in a headlock. And she goes, well, go ahead. And he goes, that'll be another $20.
Wow,
I was like, never mind. I'll just take the one picture I took.
That's a whole other story.
Oh my God.
I'm going to defend Lou here because I do hear some comments. People go, oh, he was rude to me. Guys, you got to remember the man is probably like 95% deaf. I mean, he really can't hear. I was in a car ride with him for hours, and it's very hard for him. He reads lips. He has a lot of text messages and sent to him. It's not he's being a jerk. He can't. He didn't even look at me. He honestly just can't hear you. So you got to cut him some slack. People go, I was talking to him. He didn't. I said, he can't. Dude, deaf. He's got hearing aids. You really got to look at the man. He's that's what it is. But a lot of people are like, Lou Ferrigno was so rude. I'm like, I don't even think he heard you, pal. So it's funny to hear about the stories back and forth, and you have all those things. So we got those stories. We got that. What story I really loved? What's that?
When you were talking with about how you had to make peace, but because Denny O'Neil and O'Neil.
Yeah.
Neil Adams wouldn't sign on the same page together.
No, I have the book.
That was 1960. I mean, these men stayed mad at each other for 50 years. I mean, if not more.
Denny wanted to punch Neil out. I never like angry old man stuff,
Yes, this is crazy to hear this.
Oh, I go up to him and I had the hardcover, what is it? The Heroes. What do they call that? The saga there? I can't think of it off the top of my head. Hard Traveling Heroes. It's when they team up.
Oh, yeah.
The Green Lantern or the Green Arrow, they go across the country and the Green Arrow is like, look at what the world's really like. And Green Lantern, you're up in space. You don't see the people on the streets, man. So it's that whole thing. So I got the book. It's a nice hardcover copy. I go up to Denny and he signs it on the inside.
Yeah.
And then I go up to Neil and we're talking and Neil's like, yeah, sure, I'll sign it. He opens it up. He looks down. He sees Denny's name there, closes the book. And I go, what? And then he goes, give me and he writes it on the cover. And I go, what? He goes, I won't put my name next to that man's name. And I go, what the hell, man? Yeah. So I go to Denny to find out what happened. He's like, you don't know what happened? I go, no, what's the problem here, boys? Let's settle this. He thinks you could cure addiction by punching somebody in the face. You can't cure it. I was an addict. And I'm like, whoa, what's happening here? And so I got the whole spiel. When they wrote the Speedy drug story,
yes,
it ended basically with the script that Denny wrote. But then Neil added an extra page on the back where he drew in the Oliver Queen just basically taking Speedy and just punching the drug addiction out of him. That's not how it
Jesus.
works. It's not
Yeah,
that.
right.
So Denny was upset that he said that basically ruined his story. That's why there was a big fight between the two of them. And I didn't know. And that was like, what, 1970, 1969, something like that?
That was a while ago.
Yeah. And it's like, it was 50 years or so at that point. And I'm like, guys, seriously? And yeah, they were still mad at each other. Denny was really angry. Neil kind of let it go a bit, but there's a lot of egos in there, you know?
I know. So I don't really get to make it to many of the panels because I'm always at the booth, you know.
Oh yeah, always at the booth.
Yeah. Come to the
But
booth.
Dave, you went to the Craven's Last Hunt, right?
Yeah, that was a great. That was it was like the anniversary of Craven's Last Hunt.
Yeah.
So Mike, Zach, and
DeMatteis,
McLeod was there.
Oh, Bob McLeod. Okay, because I had the
McLeod
too.
Yeah, so they had a panel, and that was great because they were just talking about because getting the direction, and I don't know, it was just really cool to hear.
I'll tell you what,
how they collaborated together.
We did settle one feud, a famous Marvel book, The Secret Wars. I had on a panel. Yeah, I had what was it? Jim Shooter.
Mm-hmm.
I had Mike Zeck and the inker John Beatty. And I said, guys, we're going to do a panel on, I think it was the 35th anniversary of the Secret Wars or something. And John goes, wow, if you had told me 35 years ago they would be sitting down together in a room, I'd never believe you. I said, what happened? He says, oh, you don't know the story. So I've found out the stories. And Zach said the same thing. He's like, I can't believe I'm sitting next to Jim Shooter and we're having a civil conversation.
Really?
And it was all about the last issue of that book, issue 12. If you've ever looked at the Secret Wars, you might notice the artwork style changes dramatically in the last issue. What that was is Shooter made a edict that it would not miss the press date. Come hella high water, it was going out the door, because at that time, miniseries were kind of new. And DC, like Camelot 3000, famously, the last issue took like a year to come out. Yeah, because
Mitch.
You had to cancel sales. People, the momentum's gone. Fans forget.
Don't care about it. I was just talking. I just heard people talking about this. How that exactly what happened. You lose the momentum. The same thing happened with Godzilla versus King Kong versus Justice League.
Yeah, that's my biggest pet peeve. In
that was only a couple weeks, boys. I mean, we're talking. Camelot 3000 was over a year. But he said what happened is Jim was adamant that we would not get away. And they were at a convention of all things. Might have been San Diego. And he said, you guys are got to go to your hotel rooms. He literally had guys almost, locked in their hotel rooms, pounding pages. And Ordway was telling me stories. He was there too. Everybody was all hands on deck. People didn't even work there were helping out. They were just trying to get the book done, like Romita Jr. and Zach and Beatty and Ordway. Everyone was, finishing the book, and maybe Milgram he talked to Al. He'll probably have stories about it too. But they got the book out and they got it on time. But because of that urgency to produce, they just had a lot of hot-tempered arguments and stuff. So that kind of caused a rift between a lot of the creative team on that book. So that's why when you get Secret Wars 2, Zek's not in that one. I think that's John Romita Jr. did the art tours on that one. Yeah. So that's a little behind-the-scenes story. But when they were at the panel, bygones, I even had Chaykin sit down and talk about Star Wars, which he swore in his grave he would never do.
He would never do.
Never.
I called in a favor, and he said, I won't do it for San Diego. I won't do it for New York, but I'll do it for you.
Who didn't wear the shirt? Was it Chaykin that didn't wear the
shirt? The Star Wars t-shirt. But that will be the only panel you will ever see with Roy Thomas and Howard Chaykin talking about creating the first Star Wars adaptation for Marvel. But that's it.
That's amazing.
There's a lot of magical panels at this show.
You know what? I'm going to a lot of these panels this year. See you later. Have a good time.
Oh, I was just making them. I literally just made them on Monday. I was putting them together. Really? Yeah, I was like, oh shit, I got to get this done.
Are we doing anything for Daredevil or any Daredevil?
There's
panels?
a 60th anniversary Daredevil panel. I moved to the big room on Sunday. That's got Jason Aaron, Charles Soule, Mark Waid, Ralph Macchio, now the editor on it, Klaus Janson, and other surprises. I'm going to try to see if I can get anybody else. But the problem with doing a real big panel is you got everybody up there and you only got an hour and everybody wants to tell a story. So you can't give everybody their due. So you can't give the devil its due or the daredevil its due.
Yeah.
So
Daredevil, look at that.
You gotta space it apart. I mean, you don't want to do a 2-hour panel because that's too much time off the floor. And it is what it is, but there's been some great ones. Did you ever go to the Denny O'Neil Robin panel that had Starlin, Robin, or Tim Seeley, Jim Starlin, Tim Seeley, Denny O'Neil, and Tom King?
Yeah.
And they
have
were all
those
there
people
talking
there,
about
in front of the family, in front of the channel.
They were all there to talk about the how Robin died. The call-in number.
Yeah.
And Denny tells the story, and this is how Jim Starlin got fired. They did the call-in, and it was almost neck and neck. Yeah, it was like 50 votes said kill him. So that's what they did. They killed Robin off because of 50 call-in votes. And the upper management at Warner Brothers in D.C. found out about it after the fact. And they're like, what are you doing? We got toys, we got T-shirts, we got pillows, we got blankets. Who the hell's the genius that killed Robin, the boy wonder, And Denny just said, oh, Jim Starlin did it. So they fired Jim Starlin, and Starlin's like, what are you doing? So they fired Starlin. And if it wasn't for that, then Starlin goes back to Marvel because DC fired him, and then he goes and writes the Infinity Gauntlet saga with Perez and everybody.
And wow.
And so it's dumb luck. I mean, one door closes, another one opens,
Yeah, things happen for a reason.
Yeah, so if it wasn't for those 50 kids killing off Robin and DC getting mad, we
might
not have
a rotary phone. If I told my daughter to use a rotary phone to make a vote on something, voting, let alone
dial
a rotary phone to do something like this, she'd be like, "What are you talking about, Dad?" Like, it's just unbelievable.
It was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Fans'
choice.
So the panels are made.
They're made, and there's a couple openings. I mean, I'm flexible. If somebody wants to do one, yeah, sure, we'll throw some.
Otto said he wanted to host one this year.
No, I know.
Well,
I do. I try to do some how-to, like instructional panels in there because sometimes people want to do what you guys do. They want to do a 3 Men in the Basement, and I go. So Friday afternoon, I got my friend Joe Stuber, who does a Comic Book Central podcast, Matt Herring, who used to do Secret Identity, who does a rock and roll one. You could be on, and it's just an hour how-to.
Yeah, sure.
How to make a podcast, how to make
we don't do it well, but at least we do it consistently. So
it's not that hard once you get going. I mean, I do mine in a pizza restaurant with Ordway every 2 weeks, and it's the worst sound in the world.
These are really good, Mitch. I got to ask you this. Pizza joint somewhere in the southern part of Connecticut.
Fairfield, Connecticut, Post
Road. Your phone is out.
Yeah.
Is it the same kind of, do you get, what's on the menu? Because it's really funny to hear. It's like Jerry, I thoroughly enjoy Jerry's stories because Jerry is such a Midwest guy.
Yes, he is.
Like the uncle that can kind of talk. He's so passive. And you're like, but Jerry, tell me really why this should happen. And you're trying to bring it out of him. And he's like, well, at that time. And then you hear the waitress come up and you hear
Claire.
It's thoroughly enjoyable. So,
well, it really just, because normally we just go out for the pizza and the beer. And we were just we're bullshitting about 2 hours before we even record it. So a lot of the stuff we've already gone through. It's like, hey, did you hear what happened this week? Oh, did you see what so and so wrote? Did you see what they're doing with Superman? And the language is a little saltier, and there's a little more behind the scenes baseball talk.
That's 3 Men pre-show right there.
Yeah, basically. And then I go, okay, we're gonna start the show. So I just hit the record button on my iPhone. I put one of those plastic menus up to try to drown out some of the sound. It's never successful because it's a fully working restaurant and a bar.
Yeah, no, it's great to hear. Like
clanging of dishes. It's like you're in the next booth, really.
Yeah, I picture like a pizza joint somewhere in the middle of Jersey, right off the one of the highways.
The highway, yeah. And the waitress comes, and then you hear Jerry and I start to divvy up the bill and how much to tip her. That's always stimulating radio right there. It's like, what did you have?
Did Jerry do the shirts? Is that a Jerry shirt right
this
there?
This is this year's Terrificon shirt. Awesome. It's a reproduction. If you're clever and you watched all the shirts over there, you'd notice there's a pattern. This year's Daredevil 60th anniversary salute. So that's Captain Terrificon in the pose of Daredevil issue 1.
That's perfect.
So, and this is the staff, red and black, because Daredevil's black and red colors. And was Spider-Man's 60th anniversary was 2 years ago. So that was a recreation of Amazing Fantasies 15.
Right.
Yep.
So we always do on this one back here. That's when we moved over to the Expo Center. And that's the cover of, I think it's Avengers 50, not 57. That's the Vision. It's the one where Goliath, here comes Goliath. And that's when Hank Pym becomes Goliath. So that's Captain Terrificon standing above the Mohegan Sun. So we figured we were going big. So we wanted to do that. So Jerry, we sit down and I go through all the comics you can imagine. And I go, do that cover. So Jerry takes that cover and he recreates it and he does it. And you'll see me in the covers a lot too. I'm like, I'm paying for it. I want to be in the background, buddy.
No, I got it.
We do something very similar with our shirts where we just tell Dave, we want this logo, do it.
Right.
Do it.
And
Exactly.
I'm breaking the cardinal rule of marketing. You're never supposed to change your logo. I mean, it's supposed to be a brand. The Coca-Cola doesn't change their logo every week. Pepsi, there's a reason why. You want people to see it and know what it is. Well, the original Terrificon logo is based on Raiders of the Lost Ark, so you'll see it. That's trademarked. But every year, I try to theme it. So this year, it says Here Comes Terrificon. That's the Daredevil font. Yeah.
Wait, I think it fits the theme, though, of the show.
It does fit the theme. Like Jerry did a Superman one for next year because we're going to do a big Superman push with the movie coming out.
Oh, I love it.
You'll see the new graphic for Terrificon is the 3D letters that they use, Superman. So Jerry did. But I'm like, but they're all so good. So I get like, oh, what do I do? Do I hold out? And I can never wait. I'm like, I don't want to wait till next year. So you'll see all the graphics this year I started using. Jerry's like, you were supposed to use that next year when the movie came out. I'm like, but it's so good, So I'm like you guys. I love your 3 Men in the Basement. I told you I love the X-Men one.
Yeah. We got a new one this year.
Then you had a blue one that was like a Fantastic Four thing.
The Fantastic Four logo.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
That
was a good one.
Yeah. And then you're going to do your reveal later. I saw a sneak preview.
We do, Mitch. And I wasn't a fan of this. You know why?
I know why.
Because back in the day, me and you could have bought these out of people's trunks.
I bought mine out of the trunk. That's
I did. You're smarter than me. I didn't. I said this is.
But I only bought issue 3.
Oh,
they had issue 1 and 2, and I said, let me just get the latest. They go, well, this just came out, issue 3, $1.50, black and white. I almost threw up on it. I thought it was so ugly, and I've been kicking myself for 40 years now.
40 years. They could have paid for the kids' college, bitch.
Well, you guys are on the same boat because I got to pick this year's, and I was like, I know exactly what I want to do. It's the 40th
you're one of those
anniversary.
kids.
Yeah.
I grew up with them, and it's
I
the
know you
40th
did.
anniversary.
So Mitch, new comic book day. Did you go to the store today? Did you hit up?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, I hold court every 11 o'clock. I'm there when the door opens, and I leave around 12:30, 1 o'clock. I mean, literally, we call it the Mensa meeting. My wife says
Cave Comics, right? Am I saying
Cave
that right?
Comics in Newtown, Connecticut, right off of 84. The stuff that we talk about, it's like your show here. The range of topics goes from, did you know that, a rabbit's teeth never stop growing? Oh, really? It's like a barbershop. And then it segues into, well, did you read the latest comic? I don't know what Marvel and DC are doing. So you'll get the complaints. And then it's, hey, did you watch this movie? And literally, it's every topic. You could record that. People come in and just listen to us talk because they think it's insane, all the stuff that goes on in there.
Yeah.
But I did go today and I did pick up my books. There was a Thor annual 1 came out and a bunch of other stuff.
Did you get the new X-Men 1?
I did get X-Men 1. I got there was a couple other ones that came out.
Phoenix, there was a Phoenix one too.
I got the Phoenix one.
Greg Land did a gorgeous variant, which I'll meet him at some point again. I know he was at your show.
He was at my show.
Yeah, so Greg Land did that, and then there was one. I picked up my copy of Scarlet and Duke from the Energon universe. Not that I want to plug a great comic book like that. But anyway, that's what I've been enjoying. So, all right. So people are talking about all the guests that you're having at the show. All right. And Chin, we already went over the time, right?
I figured that, but
you know what? I threw you a great segue into our reveal, and you blew right by it.
I don't have the shirt on. We'll
he was talking about.
Dave has it right now. Dave,
I got one right here.
Let's show it.
All right, here we go. Can we highlight this guy? Let's do this.
Do the music. Do the music.
Yeah, let's do it.
Get it in there.
Dun.
See, that's where we get hit.
Highlight this guy, man.
There it is.
That's
okay. So
we were having
in honor of Chinmo. I know he's a big Turtles fan, so like he said, he got the pick this year. So
I mean, it lines up so perfectly. It's the 40th anniversary. Number one, the new number one comes out next week.
It does by Jason Aaron.
That's why I already have his one shot ready to get signed by him, and I'm gonna have probably 4 copies of the new one to get signed by him. Can't wait.
All right.
So
there's the new shirt
Otto,
right
you'll
there.
give details on how to, how they can pre-order and all that.
Yeah,
stuff?
you're gonna stay there and look real sexy with that shirt on while I tell everybody. All right. So we're 1 month away from Terrificon. A week from now, we're gonna have 3 weeks where we're gonna do a 2-week pre-order of the shirts. Please DM us. I'll post it. I'll tell you how to order it. You're gonna pick them up at Terrificon, so you have to come to Terrificon to get them. We don't really like to ship them because this is more of a I don't want to say tribute, but this is more of a, hey, we're all going to meet together, wear the new shirts at Terrificon. So we're going to have them there. If we have some extras, I will let you know after the fact. But if you're planning on coming to Terrificon, and if you're interested in these, when we do the opening, please DM us and we'll take care of it. Stop by the booth. We're always doing our free raffles. We're doing our giveaways. It's just a lot of fun.
We'll be giving away a ton of stuff this year.
And we think this is really fun, especially with all the Turtles stuff that's going on. So Dave did a great job.
Otto was thrilled when I chose this. Just
you know what, Chin, this should be you, buddy. This should be you. All right. So that's just a great thing. So we're gonna do that. But just so you guys know, also our friends at the Comic-Con podcast and Justin V. Ken Marion are also doing their own variant. Mitch, am I right by saying that?
Yeah, I think I posted it already. They have an artist there who's on the list. I've got
the picture right here.
Yeah. They sent it to me. Yeah, there you go.
Nice homage of the video game.
There's a lot of variants. There's going to be a lot of variants at this year's show, buddy. Let me just tell you.
Yeah, there's a lot of them dropping this year.
I've been seeing them coming in because they're like, can I get the Terrificon logo? And I go, can I get a copy of the book? They're like, yeah. I'm like, all right, then we're good. So my wife's like, that's it? That's what you're doing? You just want one copy? I go, yeah.
Yeah. But, I want the first copy, though. That's what I
want the first one off the press. Remember that Moon Knight one a couple years ago? That you couldn't get. It was crazy.
The Moon Knight, yeah. The Moon Knight was
huge. Who did the cover? It was
Ken Lashley.
Yeah, Lashley.
Ken Lashley. Yeah.
Yeah.
So lots of great things. Of Terrificons in the past and things that we have going on. So we're going to talk about this year's Terrificon. Yeah, where's Otto? Wait till we find out where Otto is.
Where's Otto will be coming back this year.
Yes,
so
we will be talking about
very
that
shortly
and what you can win. I'm glad Roger's in the chat, couldn't join us tonight. But one of the most important things, and I have learned this from Mitch. Like I listen, I like to think that I listen to what people say. When you talk about parking, Mitch, free parking is massive at this point when it comes to these shows.
Yeah.
Mohegan Sun, free parking. The swap, free parking. I don't know what you guys pay at shows, but I can only imagine.
Not only free parking, free valet parking.
Free valet parking too. But you know what the cool thing about regular parking is? You obviously see I got a lot of omnibuses. I got tons over there. I bring those in sometimes to get them signed because you can get one book that has like 20 guys that worked on it. So instead of bringing all those comics, you bring one big omnibus. Those things weigh like 10 effing pounds. You don't want to carry a couple of them unless you're working out,
Yeah.
But you could go to your car, you go over, get a wristband, re-entry, get it signed, go to your car, get the next one, come back. I mean, it's that close. You can't do that in New York.
The garage is right there. It's not even, you can
go to New York, drive around Manhattan with a freaking pile of omnibuses. First off, you'd be dead trying to carry all those damn books. And then second of all, if it's raining out or if you take the train in like I do a lot, you're not going to forget about it. So, I mean, parking, I went to the Boston show a couple weeks ago, buddy.
Oh, yeah. It's
$60 to park. $60 to freaking park.
Don't get me started on the Heinz Center.
Before, it was more than the ticket. I think the ticket was $55 to get in. So before I even walked on the show floor, I spent $105. Is that right or more? No, $115. I don't know. I'm stupid. But the thing of it is, parking? Seriously? $60 in New York? Same thing when I go to the Javits. Freaking $50, $70 to $80. Who the hell knows what they charge that day,
And we always say, too, like, you spend all that money. That's money that could be going towards.
That's money you could buy a book or a comic or a toy. Exactly. Come on, man. It's money,
It's absurd. That's why for such a big show that you put on, free parking is it's a huge deal. Huge deal.
It is. People go, why? And then you get kids in for free. Look, man, my two boys are all grown now, but I used to drag them, literally drag them to New York to go to the Big Apple shows and the conventions and stuff.
Yeah.
They're into comics, but they're not into walking around, and they're butt level. They're about 3-4 feet high, and all you see is people's asses in your face because you're piled the crowd, and that ain't the pleasingest image to see. And they'd get bored, and there's nothing worse than spending all this money to go to a show, and the kids want to go home 10 minutes later. You're like, no, I got to wait in line. And then they're like, what are you going to do? I'm going to go wait in a line.
Yeah.
That ain't fun when you're 7 or 8 years old, standing in a spot.
Yeah.
And then
it's not fun when you're, older too, but
it's not fun when you're older. So
a little bit more fun. Yeah.
So we got kids 7 and under. They get in free because I get it. It's like, hey, don't spend the money on the kid that wants to go home. But then mom can take the kid over to that arcade they got over there.
They got the arcade. If you got the hotel, it's right there. If
you go, they got swimming. There's a pool. There's stuff to do. So
it's
very convenient at the Mohegan Sun there.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest draws of Terrificon. The fact that it's all like I'm going to show up. I'm going to park my car on Thursday night, Friday morning when I get there, and I'm not going to see it again until I leave Sunday night.
No, you go into the submarine, we call it. You go in on a Thursday and come out Monday. You're like, what day is it? What's going on? What's the submarine?
I had to go out. I had to go out on a daily basis to get fresh air. Like I had to get it. That's
but
how
you
much,
can do that though, even at the show, because we have that whole patio that I see people taking smoke breaks out. They just go out the door and I saw Assad Rabich out there smoking a cigarette, talking to a Deadpool guy. It's like it's very surreal. It's like
That's how are we, Mitch? How are we getting more posters for the walkway down?
Yes, they're in my garage right through those doors. I did, and it's always, if you're very observant, if there's a certain guest at the show, I'll probably play up certain covers that they've worked on. So when you go down the hall this year, you'll see a Jim Lee, you'll see a Scotty Young, you'll see a new Walt Simonson. Yeah,
awesome.
Because I felt bad. Walt, there was no Walt Simonson cover hanging up, and I saw him walking, and he didn't say anything, but I see him going down the hall and looking and looking and looking, and then he get to the end and no cover. So I was like, hey.
I'm gonna wait in Walt's line again. Chin, you gonna wait with me?
I'm never waiting in line with you again for anything ever.
Okay.
Otto, we were just talking about it. Otto is that 4-year-old kid that doesn't want to be in the line.
I have a hard time. I start bugging out.
You got to give him some sugar. You got to calm him down.
No, you got to let me walk around. So I'm very prepared.
He tried last year, Mitch. Just really quick, just so you know.
Don't tell me out to the boss.
Oh, I'm gonna sell you out. I'm gonna sell you right down the river. You know how people get there nice and early. There's a certain artist or movie star they want to meet, and we're at the booth getting everything set up. And Otto's like, "All right, we're getting Simonson. Me and him planning on getting a sketch and some book signed, stuff like that." And he's like, "You know what? I'm gonna go get in line." I was like, "Oh, perfect. I'll be over in a minute. Let me finish with the booth. I'll meet you over there, and we'll wait together." I go over 2 minutes later, and there's just a folding chair with 3 people behind it. And I can hear the guys like, "What's with this chair? Are we supposed to sit in it? What are we supposed to do?" And Otto comes back over and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's mine. I was just holding the spot." I was like, you can't do that. That's
I tried, Mitch. I tried.
Yeah. He almost caused quite the ruckus in line.
Well, you got to know somebody.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying.
Yeah,
no,
it was.
I mean, I'll try to hook you up.
Thank you.
You know what the funnier thing is? Walt was in the break room with my wife and my kids eating pizza from Pepe's. Him and Louise.
Awesome.
I go walking in the break room to get a Gatorade, and I go, "What the hell's Walt Simonson doing here?" And he's just sitting there talking to.
He's a talker. He's
going on. I'll tell you what. You want to talk to Walt Simonson? Here's a little in thing for all you kiddies out there watching.
Yeah, I want to know this.
He loves mystery novels and old mystery. So remember the Spencer for Hire used to be a TV show. Robert Urich. A bunch of books by Robert B. Parker. He's passed away since, but he's a big Robert B. Parker Spencer detective fan.
All right.
So he reads them all. So if you sit down with Walt Simonson and start talking about Spencer for Hire or any
one hell of a sketch.
Yeah. So that's a little thing. Talk old detectives and Western stuff and Walt.
Okay.
All right.
Good to know.
So you went above and beyond with Scotty Young, Jim Lee, Adam Hughes, Mitch. I mean, you didn't get one. You got the home run.
Well, here's the deal. I was going for Jim Lee for 2 years, and finally all the ducks came together, and they called and said, "Oh, Jim can't come because his daughter's graduating from medical school that weekend." I said, "All right, fine, whatever." So I then went and said, "Plan B." So I went to New York Comic Con and started recruiting all the other folks like Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo and Jason Aaron. So I filled my dance card with all those guys. Then lo and behold, just before Christmas, I get a call. Oh, they moved the graduation around. Jim can come to your show now. You want him? And I'm like, well, yeah, I've been trying to get him for years. So of course I'm going to say yes, but I've already stocked,
right.
So here. And I'm like, well, I ain't going to pass this up. So I went and got him. And my wife goes, who's this guy? Why is this guy? What is the big deal about these? And she doesn't know comics. So I go, are you kidding me? These are like the all-star team, you know?
Yeah, it's Mount Rushmore over here.
Scotty Young's been on my list for years. And Sidney Cebulski, the head of Marvel, editor-in-chief, he's out there, and he's from Connecticut, and I talked to him a lot. And he's at a show with Scotty Young. And I texted, and we were just having a fun time. I said, hey, get him to Terrificon. He's like, all right. And it was like that. And next thing you know, I get an email. Hey, CB said it's a good show. Yeah, I'll come on. I haven't been to the East Coast in years. He hasn't even been to New York Comic Con. Oh, yeah, it's going to be crazy, dude.
So are we near his booth? Are we near?
No.
No, we're not. They're in their separate room.
Had such long lines at Heroes Con that they talked to me. They said, listen, we don't want to tick off the vendors because what's going to happen is you're going to get a long line of people waiting, and they're going to block all the resellers or the vendors or whatever they're selling.
Yeah, makes sense.
People, and they're going to get mad. I can't make money if there's a 500
there's no line of people in front of my books. I get
so
that.
I just looked at the floor plan, and same thing with Jim Lee too. Jim gets in a long line too. So I took it and I moved it to the side ballroom that we do panels, and I split the room in half. We'll have panels on one side, and then the other side I used to do panels. I just turned it into more exhibit booths. So I got Scotty Young over there, and that way, if there is a long line, there's more open space, and it's not going to drive people crazy.
Well, let me ask you this, Mitch, because I know for Jim Lee specifically, you can get advanced tickets on the website, which I think is great.
Yes.
So are those like specific times, right?
Those are set. Yeah. What happens with that is because I don't want to have hundreds of people wasting their whole day. I learned a lesson from George Perez years ago. And when Perez was at the Bridgeport show, what George used to do, God rest his soul, is he'd give out tickets with times on it, like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. That way you could go like a Disney World. You can go out.
No, that was great. God rest George.
And you come back at 3 o'clock, and then you get in line, and then he'll accommodate you. So what we did with Jim is we broke it up into sessions of 50. So depending on what you bought, 3 autographs or single autographs, we're going to, when we finally close it, because they're still coming in. So it's like, okay, calm down. Everybody's going to get their chance to meet him. You'll get your time. It'll say, okay, your session B, come in at 11. Your session C, come in at 2. And that way you're walking around Terrificon all day. You're not standing in line for 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, waiting.
You're going to go in, and we're going to get in groups of 50. So you can get in, meet them, get your signature, get a picture if you're getting that, and then get out of there. And then the next group, and then we'll just do it that way. So I'm trying to think of this stuff ahead of time because
I don't want to do it. Yeah,
I don't want to.
So is that the only way? So is that the only way you can meet Jim? You got to
No, you could do walk.
I can't just show up and say, "Hey."
No, you can do walk-ups the day of because he might blast through, 50 people real quick. I don't know. They don't want to talk to him. They just want a signature and move on. So it'll go through. But you could do a standby. But honestly, the best thing to do, if I was you, I would pre-order it. That way, you don't have to waste your time standing there. Hoping there's a lag. So
right, and where you got to be. You know what I mean? Thank you, Ronald. I appreciate that. So I just it all makes sense because
that's how that works. Yeah, and same thing with some of the actors too. If you want to do like same thing, you could pre-order
Charlie Cox. I got to do it.
You can pre-order Charlie Cox. You can pre-order Kobe Smulders. You could order her stuff ahead of time. Yeah, because they're going to get long lines. Like Rebecca Remain had long lines last year. We had to keep capping it and open it and cap.
I know she was so nice and cute, and I think she liked me, but that's okay. Anyway, Rebecca Remain. And who did you have the year before, Mitch?
Adrian Palicki.
Oh God, talk about like
a bunch of shows. Yeah.
Like she was. I mean, there's no like if a 10 is a 10. Like she was like a.
Well, you know who I was trying to get this year? I'll tell you now because she ain't coming. Haley Atwell.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
But she's having a baby, so
okay.
Come on.
Let me ask you this, Mitch.
Having a baby. Come on.
Yeah.
I know priorities, right? Who is your ultimate get, comic wise and like movie wise? Is there someone that you're always like, I gotta get?
He'll never come though. But
Oh, that would just be incredible. Okay,
yeah. I mean, I've met him a couple of times. He'll never come.
Yeah.
Comic book wise, Todd McFarlane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, John Byrne, but he ain't coming.
He'll never come.
He doesn't do
You might as well ask for Jack Kirby because he ain't coming either.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, Byrne almost came. I've told that story how he was almost there in 2018 or 2019. One of those. John Byrne was on his way from his house in Connecticut on 95, headed down.
Yes.
To have dinner with Joe Sinnott, another great legend's gone. Joe Sinnott. And Joe was there. They were going to have a dinner, and Byrne was going to be in the house. He wasn't going to sign, but he was going to be at the show. So what happened is Joe wasn't feeling well, and he got sick around 4:00, and he just had to go home because he was in his late 80s, early 90s at that point. So they took him home. So they called Byrne up on the highway on the cell phone and said, "Oh, Joe's not coming. He's going home. He's not feeling well." So Byrne turned around on the highway and went right back home. And that was the only time. Yeah.
Does McFarlane have a waiting list per year, Mitch? Is that
McFarlane,
what it is?
I'll tell you. Anybody got questions you can ask me because I don't hold back on any of this bullshit. There's no goddamn fucking wall up. Like, the holy of holies. I can't ask Mitch what's going on. First of all, let me explain something to you guys, and you know this, Otto.
I'm going to highlight you on this, Mitch. I'm going to highlight Mr. Uncle Mitch.
Whatever. Spotlight that guy.
Yeah,
I'm the only guy here. Okay. Whenever you have a question on something, you could ask me. I will answer it. There's no street staff. There's no team. There's nobody around here. Everything on the website, everything on the email, all the social media. I'm the guy. This is it. It's me. That's it. So if you got a damn question, don't make up your own bullshit answers that you don't know anything about. Ask the guy who pays the friggin' bills because I will tell you the truth because I don't care. I'm 58 years old. I don't care anymore. I'm dramaed out, man. So you want to know why some guy's not at the show? I'll tell you. I just told you why two guys had a fight over some 50 years ago. I'm an open book. Okay, it is what it is. I ain't got many more years on this earth. I don't care. You want to know something? I'll freaking tell you. I don't give a shit. So there. So the reason why, I'll tell you one, your Turtles buddy, I've been on his wait list for 2 years, and I'm on the list. So if God willing, he's coming next year. But that's what happens. You can't just get these people on the phone. You literally have to get on a wait list, and they're booked up for years. I have guests for years. I'm going to tell you Todd McFarlane's story. I was going to get Todd a couple years ago because before COVID and before the writer's strike, they were going to make another Spawn movie. And the plan was back in 2021, 2020. No, it was COVID. So it was 2019. They were going to do a new Spawn movie. Then it got sidetracked with the COVID shutdown. Then it came back. Then they had a writer's strike, on and on and on. He was going to come to the show when they promoting the new Spawn movie, but the movie didn't happen yet. They're still not making it. I don't know where it is at this point. But
it's in development hell.
It's in development hell. But the plan was there would be a Spawn movie out that summer, and Todd would be out there to promote it, and he was going to swing by Terrificon. There's no Spawn movie. So that's where we are right now with that. I'm still working on it behind the scenes, writing letters, calling his people up, trying to get something to work. But that's how things work. I literally get their phone number. I talk to them. They've heard about the show. Other people in the industry have talked about how they like the show. And that's how the magic happens. It's that easy. But I can't get everybody. You just ask who I'd want. So that's what my answer. I'd want Todd and I'd want John Byrne. I'm working on one of them. The other one will never come. Movie star wise, I got a lot of favorite movies that I liked.
Chips? We got Chips this year.
I got who? I got Chips. I wanted a $6 million man. I'll tell you why I'll tell you why he's not coming this year, kids. There's a show in Pennsylvania that's 238 miles away from me.
Yes.
The contract with Mr. Majors is he can't do a show within 250 miles. Believe it or not, 12 miles is what stopped Lee Majors and the Bionic Woman.
The Bionic Man, who I own all 5 of those toys, Mitch. Remember when I bought
I know you did. I saw you buy him that day over at the Cliff.
I want all the figures.
So that's why he's not coming. Alex Ross, I'll tell you why Alex Ross doesn't come. Folks, Alex Ross could stay home and paint a picture and make about $20,000 to do it and never leave his studio. As much as I love him, and I do love his work, I've met him a couple times. I've got autographs from him and stuff too. I know his manager. You got to think about it. Do you really want to get up, pack up all your stuff, come to? It'd be great if he does. I'll put the offer out to him.
But yeah.
Some people, they don't want to do it. Do you see him at other shows, kids? No.
Yeah.
So don't have this like there's no conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, no, he doesn't want to come out. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You want to meet him? I want to meet him. But he don't
What
want to
about
go.
what about Mike Mignola?
He's on the list. I'm working
Yeah.
on that one. So they might see that.
But then remember Reacher? Didn't you have Reacher at one point?
I had Reacher coming.
Yes, could you imagine we're so ahead of the time with him? Oh my gosh.
Before this show started, we had
Yes.
Alan Richardson signed. And was it the strike that happened? Something? Oh no,
he was filming the new Fast and the Furious.
He was filming the Fast and the Furious. He was supposed to come to the show. Oh, that's it. Yeah, he was filming the Fast and the Furious. What happened there is, what's the bald guy's name? Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, yeah.
Fired the director. And this is inside baseball. Here's what happened. The director got fired for whatever number of Fast and Furious it was. They shut down production. They had to get a new director. That guy comes on board. They had to start from scratch. The movie was supposed to wrap in May. We were supposed to get Alan Richardson at the end of July. They had to redo the movie, reschedule it. It got pushed back till July something. So he couldn't come that year because he was filming a movie.
Yes.
And that's what stopped him then. Then he was supposed to come last year, but they had the writer's strike in the US, the WGA struck, and he was working on Reacher, but it was up in Canada. And because it was out of the country and there was some permission, he got to film it. So that's what happened with that one.
Right.
But there's all this behind the scenes stuff that happens that, the reasons why you don't get people, Jeff Johns, here's one for you now. He was supposed to come this year. I was meeting with him last year in October at New York Comic Con. And before Jim Lee came back, I was working on getting Jeff Johns. Then the call comes in. Can't do it. Jeff Johns goes to Fan Expo Chicago. So if you want to meet him, go to Chicago. He'll be there that weekend. That's what's happening there.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
The reason why I was in Italy, other than to get the gelato and the good pizza, which is not good pizza because New Haven's got the best pizza. We all know that.
Right.
The reason why I was there is to go talk to some people that were at that show that you're going to see at Terrificon, and I ain't going to tell you everything because you got to figure wait.
You were pulling an auto, if you will.
And people go, oh, can you tell? I can tell you I got guests for next year, but if I tell you now, kids.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait.
What the hell do I got to do?
Yeah, you got to wait.
Dude, I got a month to go before the show. I literally walk around the house going, I got nothing to talk about.
No, but you dropped a bunch of names in the past 2 days. You dropped 3 names, which were great names. But
I've been talking about the show since January. I started with Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
On New Year's Day, because he had won the championship belt for the AEW. He was the first guest. Then I gave you Jim Lee. Then I started giving you people like Mark Wade, this and that. Before you know it, it's already April. I've already given you 80 people. And I'm like, now what? So then I got to string it along.
Right.
Here we are a month out. I've still got 2 more that I got to throw up there the next couple of days. So keep watching.
All right. Star Trek. Can't wait. You've got like an after party, like with Kira.
She's doing a karaoke thing. And then somebody asked about, did somebody say Warren Lau? Do you want to know where Stanley Lau is? Is that what somebody's asking for?
Yeah, somebody asked about that.
He's on exclusive contract with another big convention chain till 2026. So that's why he's not here. It's simple. It's that simple. There's Dan Slott used to be at my show. Dan is under exclusive contract with another show for a couple of years. That's all there is, guys. It's just it's business. There's a reason why certain people can't come. There's exclusivities. There's contracts. It is what it is. There's no.
Well, did you get more people this year because you're so far away from San Diego? Like
yes, that had a part of it too. But like I said earlier, a lot of folks don't go to San Diego because it's not a comic oriented show anymore. I got people saying, "Oh no, I'll go to your show." Who is it? Dennis Cowan was at my show last year. And I said, would you go to San Diego? He goes, no, I'll come to this show. I was, why? Because it's about comic books.
Yes.
The old school guys know what the story is. They know we're comics. They get it.
So we're going to do a dealer preview and have a lot of the vendors on there. But I'm just going to throw out names. So since, we've been hanging, it's JNS Collectibles, right? Richie's Comic Cabana.
Yep.
Very Gary has always had like a triple table there. Now you've got Erod, the Pressable Defects. You've got, like artists like
the Undisputed Comic King.
Yes, right. With amazing books.
Enterprise Comics.
Yeah,
Buzz, Re-Up.
Yeah,
a bunch of people.
Buzz Comics.
So you've got like the comic books are there, but Mitch, when do you get to dig through them?
I was going to ask you this, Mitch. Obviously, if you look behind you, you're a collector. Every year you're like, I want to see if I can find this year.
Well, I get you guys coming in and loading, and when you're not there at night, I go through like a kid in a candy
Yeah,
store. No,
there you go.
I'm
Perfect.
tired. I'm too damn tired. But I always dream of that. Like, oh my God, I got the whole freaking place to myself, and I'm, the king of the castle. I'm not going through anybody's books because I have my own list of stuff. But dude, Terrificon itself, I told you this before, is only about 17 or 18 physical
17
hours.
or 18 hours.
It's like a wedding. If you've ever been married or gone to a wedding, it's over like that. And before you know it, it's Sunday night at 5:00, and that expo hall is empty as could be, and it's done. It's insane how quickly it goes by.
And then Mitch, at like midnight Sunday night, you're walking around, you're like, oh my God, it's over.
And I've said it before, not to make light of PTSD, but for the following days after the show's over, I will keep getting up at 3 a.m. thinking it hasn't happened yet. Like, oh my God, somebody's got to go pick up so-and-so at the airport. Oh my God, where's Rebecca Romaine's luggage or something? And literally I'm like juiced for days on end.
And your voice is gone by Saturday
my
night.
voice is shot. I'm done screaming, Yeah, I mean, I literally plan this year after year. I'm already working, I just told you, on 2025. So it's my job for a whole year, and it comes to fruition for 3 days, and then it's over with. It's literally like the freaking energy level is like the number 11 button, and then you just turn it off.
Right.
And I'm still dealing with stuff after the show. I'm still making sure people got on their flights okay. I'm making sure the cabs picked them up, the limos picked them up. Nothing got lost in shipping. And then I really don't even hear about this stuff. I start watching you guys.
Yes,
I start watching all your videos.
I love to hear. Yeah, I know. I love to hear that though, because that is stuff that you don't see. Because
if you watch your, I don't know if they tell you who gives you the thumbs up, but anybody does a video, I literally sit there and I type in Terrificon 2023, 2024, and whatever comes up on the YouTube, I'll sit and watch everybody who tags it, and I watch it, and I always give them a thumbs up, even if they say some shitty stuff. I don't give a fuck. So I give them a thumbs up because they went and did the trouble of making the thing. And I watch all you guys' videos. That's how I know, and I see what you guys are planning on doing. I love when you do your week-long tribute. Like, what are you guys looking for? What are you getting ready for? And I hear Erod and the rest of them, and Mike the Beast comes on, and they all talk about, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna meet this one, I'm gonna meet that one.
I think it gives you a great perspective. I'm going to bring us all back to normal. I think it gives you a great perspective of what you can do, because you have said this before, and I agree with you. And we, especially 3 Men in the Basement, we want to give you an experience, and especially you, Mitch, where when you leave, you're done. You're shot. You're done.
You're done. You've done.
I want a lot of it. You're exhausted. You can't walk. You can't do this.
You can't walk. You can't talk. You can't breathe.
Talk or anything like that. And I think that's important, because these are experiences that you will remember for the rest of your life.
And unfortunately, a lot of the heroes that you and I grew up with, whether it's TV or comics, a lot of these guys are aging out.
Yes.
Tim Sale.
Yep.
Did I think that was going to be the last time I'd see Tim Sale? No, he was 63 years old. The man passed away of kidney failure. Boom, done.
Right.
Neil Adams was a freaking rock horse. The guy was there, the Iron Horse, every year.
All the time.
Boom, there's a big empty spot. I mean, big empty spot from all his tables that are gone. That's why you guys have all that luxury.
Yeah.
But I never, you don't think of Neil's not being there, because he was there every year for 10 years,
Right. But even to that extent, when I lost my hero, Adam West, he was your appearance, and then all of a sudden he dies
2 months before.
Yes. June 8th. It was around June. It was around my birthday.
It was June 10th. It was 2 months before.
Right around my birthday. I got calls that he passed away, and that was your whole thing. And then you turned it into the tribute. So you can only do so much.
I turned it into a tribute. Yeah, because we had Burt Ward, Lee Merriweather, with folks that worked with him. And he was looking forward to the show. I was talking to his wife, I think Mercedes or something with an M, Madeline, French name. But yeah, I mean, he apparently he had some Native American in him. He was asking about the Mohegan tribe. I went to know about the whole Mohegan Sun and how it worked. He was very into it. And unfortunately, he got diagnosed. I'll tell you what happened to him. Another true story. He was at Gary Summers' show. Gary Summers is a local promoter.
I met him there.
He's always at my show too.
Yeah, it's right by me.
He did a show at a mall.
Yep.
Up in like an old J.C. Penney's or some shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So we drove up there to go meet Adam, because we had arranged to film some commercials for Terrificon. So we went up there, and I got him on my phone somewhere here, and he did the videos. It was in March, and Burt Ward filmed some stuff too. He was hysterical. The man was so much fun, Adam West. and he had the poster, and he outtakes. He was taking his pants off in one photo. It was insane. He was crazy, but lovable. He goes home from that show. On the way home to Preston, Idaho, wherever he lived out in Idaho, he started vomiting on the plane. He started getting sick. To be gross, he wasn't feeling well, and he never got air sick. He was a big dude. He was very strong.
Yeah.
And they landed, and he went to get a physical, and they diagnosed him with leukemia in March. They said, "Oh, Mr. West, you have leukemia, but you're 88, going on 89. The problem is, you know, everyone's going to die, but you should have good 3 to 5 years of good health because, you know, you're in good shape." He caught a cold the week before he died, but he was on the what do you call the stuff for cancer? I can't think of the word. You know, the stuff they give you when you got cancer, the chemo. He was on chemotherapy. So it knocks out your immune system. So he had no immunity. So that little cold blew up into pneumonia within a week.
Took out Batman.
He passed away from pneumonia the following Friday, and that's what killed Adam West. So I had all these commercials, the last known videos of Adam West, you know, and I'm like, what am I going to do with them? So like you said, we turned it into a tribute. And then at the end of the show, if you were there, you know what happened. I said, we had on the stage the red phone, you know, the hotline to the commissioner. So I said, hey, thank you for everybody coming. Thank you to Miss Ward, Mr. Ward and Miss Merriweather for talking about where was Adam. We're going to show you the 1966 movie. We're really glad you all came out. And all of a sudden the phone went beep, beep. And I was like, oh, excuse me a moment. And I had the cake dish on top and I took it off and I got chills talking to you. And I was there, man. And I picked up the phone. I still have the little red phone. And I said, hello? Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. And then I put the phone down. I said, ladies and gentlemen, we have a long distance call. Can we patch this in? And there was Adam West himself. And he's on the screen and he's like, hey, everybody, this is Adam West. And I will see you at Terrificon.
Oh my gosh.
You could have heard a pin drop and people were bawling. And I took the phone. And I said, good night, sir. And the thing faded. And I said, well, a man of his word, he said he'd be here. And true to his Batman, he was here. And we put the phone down. We walked away and the spotlight, everything went dark. And just the spotlight was on the red phone. And then it slowly faded away.
Oh,
and
the red
phone.
phone.
Into the night, man.
Oh,
and
my God.
That was, I mean, the house lights came on, bro. Fucking 60-year-old, 50-year-old men were fucking bawling like goddamn babies and shit, man.
Really?
And they're like,
he's my hero. My God.
No, he was. He was
my hero. Like that was the first superhero. Like,
when Harrison Ford dies, I'll be bawling like a bitch. I'll be crying.
I gotta ask you one question, Mitch. In the commercial that we showed an hour ago, the gentleman playing hands are Indiana Jones. Is that your friend from Australia?
That's Ed Dollister from Australia, and I do the Mitch and Ed's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask. That's what I wanted to ask.
I've been doing the Indiana Jones podcast with him for 17, almost 18 years now. Freaking nuts. And we got to go to the premiere and hang out with Spielberg and George Lucas and all that shit. So
that's awesome. That's so
I've been occupying your time, but
no, man, I love telling these stories because my wife doesn't want to hear this shit. She's heard them all.
Dave, do you have any questions at all, Dave or Chin? I got another question. I don't want to.
Go ahead, man. This is your chance because you got, and you know that. And here's another thing I want to let. I'm on my pulpit now. When you see me at the show, I have been.
This is very important, everybody. Please listen. Please listen.
I have been told that I do not look like I'm very happy. That they don't want to talk to me because I have this look on my face like I'll fucking kill you if you say something to me. This is not true. This is not true. I will gladly stop, and anybody who bought a ticket to this show, and God bless every one of you, I'll fucking do your taxes. I'll clean your gutters if you want. I will talk to you. So if you see me with a pissy mood, don't worry about it. I won't bite your head off, and my wife would kill me if I did. So please feel free to say hello to me. I'll take your pictures. I don't know why, but I have to sign autographs sometimes, which is weird, but I do that, even though I think it's kind of nuts. But yeah, don't be afraid to come up to me because I know I could be an asshole, but I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think you look pissed. You look like you got about
you look like you're busy.
Through your head.
I'm probably on about 3. I'll be honest with you. I'm on about 3 hours sleep.
I do the same thing every
Sunday goes by so fast.
Sunday
is like
and it's Sunday night. I love Sunday night though.
And
Oh my
I can vouch for this one year because I think it had to be 2021,
Yeah.
maybe slightly after COVID.
Oh,
And
that
it
was
was.
yeah. Go
I'll
ahead.
never forget being at Johnny Rockets with myself, Guy Forge, Spidey Potter Tumblers. There's Roger was there. There's like 4 of us,
Yeah.
and you show up with Ross
Yeah.
Marquand at like
Yeah.
3:30 in the morning.
Oh, my wife came and got me.
And it was, I mean, we were in line for like a half hour because you guys were ordering so much food and talking, and it was just so funny. I was like, man, okay, he's up same. Like you're not going to
Well-
bed right after the show. You're hanging out. You're having a great
Oh
time.
no, that story ends with a better way. So
Oh,
I'm there
no.
with you guys with Ross Marquand. I'm having a
Yeah.
hell of a time, man. I mean, this is like I said, I plan this shit all year long. It's my Christmas. I'm hanging out with my guests. We're having ice cream.
Oh yeah.
All of a sudden, there's a hand around my throat, and it's squeezing, and I look, and it's my wife, and she whispers in my ear these haunting, lovely words that every man wants to hear from his wife after 31 years of marriage. I'm gonna fucking kill you. And I'm like, what? She goes, I work all fucking day and you're out here partying with these sons of bitches getting a I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go. So she literally she's like, good night, everybody. Went upstairs. I slept on the couch because I had just eaten ice cream and I was like snoring like a bear. And she's like, I gotta be up in 3 hours to open the doors at 6 o'clock and you're gonna be there. And I was like, oh, I'm so tired. Shut up. And I'm sitting there sleeping on the couch. My neck's all creaked. The next day I woke up. I go up to Ross Marquand. I go, you son of a bitch. You had to buy me that ice. He goes, you're a grown man. What are you yelling at me for? I go, you made me get that ice cream. He goes, no, you blame yourself. I have a picture. I'll put it up sometime. It's Ross Marquand and me. I'm beating the hell out of him. I got him by the throat and I'm punching him like this in the face. And my wife's like, no, he knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. So yeah,
I mean, we were having a great time. I mean, we were only there for like a half hour with you before you disappeared. But
I had to go because she was going to choke me to death. Yeah.
I'll never forget that. I'm like, okay, so he's up as late as we are. Because
how about when I was with Starenko at 3 or 4 in the fucking morning?
Oh my God! Oh Jesus, Mitch! I walked at a fountain. You're like, oh my God, he's still going. It's.
I was like,
the ladies of the night were even out. You're like, oh my God!
Oh my God! We had done his dinner with Starenko that was supposed to go from 8 to 10 or maybe 11. It was 2:30 in the friggin' morning. And he's like, okay, buddies, let's get something to eat. So I called the guy that used to be called Gino's Half Court or some shit. So I knew the owner and I said, hey, can you open up? So he goes, yeah. So he gave me the keys. I opened the place. We had the whole place to ourselves. Nobody was in it. So I'm going in there. I'm getting food for him. I'm getting a drink. Okay, buddies, let's eat. He's eating like a salad. I want to get an ice cream cone. It's 3:30 in the morning, and then freaking Ben and Jerry's was there. And then he goes, let's go hit the craps tables, guys. I'm like, oh my God, he's 100 years old and he's still going. It's 4 in the morning, man. And I'm like literally crying. And I go, Jim, God bless you, but I got to go to bed, man.
I got to go.
And he goes, okay, what does he call you? Amigo. Okay, amigo. I'll see you tomorrow. And I see him wandering into the casino with that, like, suit with the turtleneck and the shoes. I'm like, fucking funny books. Fucking Elvis is over there,
Yeah. No,
I'm like, there's no way this guy's going to be up in the morning. I come in next day, open the doors. There he is.
At the table.
Bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, all set to go, big smile on his. I go,
really?
This guy must be drinking tiger blood or some shit because I don't know how the hell he's not falling over, man.
It's something about the weekend. I mean, I'm not lying to you. When I have like you said, I have at most for the entire weekend 6 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I am like when I get home late Sunday night,
done.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
I stay through Monday though. I will
hours.
say though, I enjoy. So I do have a very funny story. We stay through Sunday now. The wife will usually come. A couple of couples will unwind. We'll catch up with some people who are staying throughout it. So I went. But then I realized, you know what? I'm at a resort.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be enjoying myself. So at like 11 o'clock Sunday night, I look at my wife and I'm like, we had 2 cars. I'm like, you go in the morning. I'm going to stay all day. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm going to go lay by the pool. I'm going to go have a great time. I'll see you sometime Monday, maybe even Tuesday if I can win. And then at like 7 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning, she wakes up, she gets ready to go. I wake up, I look at her, she goes, oh my God, you can't even open your eyes.
Oh yeah.
And I go, it's okay. I'll be fine. I'll see you later. She leaves. 5 minutes later, I go in the bathroom. I look at myself. I'm like, Oh my God, I am
It's like
awful
death.
right now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
You know, I slept for all of an hour, drove
Yeah.
home
Yeah.
It's worth it.
from my house, got out of my car in the clothes that I drove in and jumped
And
in my
collapsed.
pool
Yeah.
and just floated there because I just had to get it out. So
I don't remember. I swear, half the time I never remember driving home. And I leave on Monday morning. I check out the whole expo center, make sure you guys didn't tear the walls down. And then I load up my car, and I used to drive all the stuff 75 miles back to my home storage unit, and I'd have T-shirts and the Thanos statue. I'd have a U-Haul truck. I'm on a U-Haul truck, half asleep, driving the goddamn Thanos 10-foot statue. It's insane. And then I'd have to unload it, and I'd put it away, and I'm like, what do I do, Mr. Terrificon, buddy? And then
I
I
wouldn't
go
do it. I wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it the next day.
No, and I had to go pick up my dog at the kennel and all this shit. And my God, I finally wised up. I got a storage unit about 2 miles down the road from Mohegan Sun, so I keep everything there now. So if we run out of T-shirts,
that's a great move.
I just literally, in 5 minutes, I drive down the street.
Thanos is 5 minutes from the casino. Is that what you're saying?
Thanos is 5 minutes at a secret location all year round. He lives there.
Who would have known? All the things you hear tonight on 3 Men in the Basement.
It's the Bat Cave. The Bat Cave of Terrificon is nearby. I won't tell you the exact location. You can go in there and steal all the stuff. But yeah,
my God.
If you get a chance to stay over till Monday, do it, because honestly, it's exhausting. I'm not kidding you. It is such a great time. And I get my wish. I tell you guys, I want you to be dragged out of there because you've had so much and you still didn't see everything. I want it to be like Disney World, that you thought you saw everything, and then you find out, what do you mean there was a whole other park I didn't get to go to, you know? So
that's kind. I mean, honestly, God, this is kind of what you guys and Dave will agree with me. That's kind of why I want like the swap to be an all-day affair. I want you guys. We want you guys to have so much fun that you're like, this is a great day.
You don't want it to end. You don't want it to end. I've said this on other people's shows, and they go, "Why do you like comic books? Why do you like this?" And it's not to be, saccharine filled or corny. But you guys are doing this show. You do it because you love the books. And I'm not being facetious. I'm being from the heart. It reminds you of a special time when you were a kid, a special moment, a book, a toy. I mean, I was joking about the fun and games thing, but I remember getting this shit when I was a kid and doing the puzzles and all that stuff, And, the older you get, the more you remember those times, because life, it's not always rainbows and sunshine, and you go, I remember when it was fun,
I agree. And that's what I wanted to bring up with my next guest, who you haven't had before, was Eric Larson, Savage Dragon.
Yeah,
he's another one that was on the list for years. It just comes, I think they get tired of me pecking on him and bother him, and they finally show up, So,
Chin, what do you think about that? You're going to say something about Eric Larson and Savage Dragon?
I mean, I'm a big Turtles fan. He also does a lot of Turtle stuff. I plan on getting many more. I have my Skyline variant. I started doing the list. Oh, I got it right there.
You're doing homework.
You going with the plan. I got a whole list of stuff I got to mark down. Want to get signed. All that fun stuff. So, and he's on there.
Mitch, is Eric Larson in the U.S.? Is he in the States?
Yeah, he's already paid for his flight. I'll tell you where everybody. I'll tell you what their social security numbers if you want. So
Eric Larson is in. Mark.
What's so funny? I'm going to tell you. I ordered the Ethan Peck. He plays Mr. Spock on Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found out then he was Gregory Peck's grandson because his middle name is Gregory Peck. And I'm typing his flight, and it goes Ethan Gregory Peck, and I go, hey, that's funny. The guy's middle name is Gregory Peck. And then I look it up. I go, holy shit, he's the grandson of Gregory Peck.
That's pretty cool.
I get to find out their real names on some of the actors.
That's how people find out when they find out my real name.
Yeah, exactly. It's not Katrina Law. Let's just say I know your real name. Okay.
I love her. She's great.
Yeah, she was at our show years ago. Pictures of her dancing with the giant Hulkbuster. That made all the news.
That's another thing I love about that. The venue itself, but then the show ends and you're out at the restaurants and casinos. I mean, I've talked about many times. I've played slots with Tony Todd. I've gotten breakfast with Tom King. It's just you don't get that anywhere else.
We had the poker tournaments. You used to be able to play with Sean Gunn, and they're playing cards with
Terry Dodson. Is Rachel coming this year?
No, just Terry's coming. I bought his ticket. I know exactly where he's sitting too. So he's in the aisle seat, and he's got a lunch coming.
There you go.
But no, it's like I said, it's a fun time. That's why you guys get exhausted, because you look forward to it, you know. And people like,
I mean, look,
why don't you do this twice a year? Here's some other stuff I get asked all the time. Why don't you do a horror convention?
I can already guess who asked you that question, Mike. I know you're in the chat.
No,
Mike
Mike, well, I'm going to tell you, I'm a big wuss deep down. I'm scared as shit. So I you know,
right there with
snakes and stuff. I don't like that stuff. My horror stuff is Frankenstein, the 30s movies with like Bela Lugosi and Lon Chaney and the Wolfman, the old shit, you know, the Universal. I've never seen a Freddy Krueger picture, never seen the Michael Myers. I've never seen
I've seen one of each, Mitch. That's why I go. I watch
the guy with this. Is the guy with the mask
Jason.
Freddy Krueger? I've never seen a Freddy Krueger. I'm too busy watching comic book shit, man. I ain't got time.
I'm right there with you, Mitch. I'd have to sleep
Mitch,
with the light on.
Did you ever see the video? This was like, I don't even know, when Tom King was on the same floor as us and I had him jump on for
Yeah, I watch your stuff because I get calls from security about you guys. I go, no, they're all right.
This was a good one.
We got shut down last year.
I know you did. I know.
I know. This video was so early, I wasn't even moving furniture yet. This is the Tom King one. After this, I started moving the furniture. But look at this one.
There you go.
Around the corner.
All right.
Podcast that we're on, that you're on right now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this is awesome. Subscribe. Don't just fucking watch.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, no, Tom's a great dude, man. He's cool.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Cool.
He was all excited to meet the guy that played the Swamp Thing that year, Derek Mears.
Yeah, that guy was awesome. He was very cool.
He was like, "Is that Derek Mears?" And I go, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "Oh my God, I love him." I go, "What's going on here?" And I walked over to Derek Mears. I go, "Hey, that guy over there." He goes, "Is that Tom King?" Yeah. "Oh my God, I read all his stuff." I go, "Okay, you two go on to meet each other." And they came over. They were like, "No, I love you. No, I love you. I love you." And Clay Mann was sitting right there. He goes, "Why don't you guys get a room or something?" Because they were like, "No, you're the best. You're the best. You're the best." You know. So
that's so.
It's fun to watch these guys. I remember the guy that does all the Marvel comic stuff. I had him at my show, Ryan Mind Nerding.
Yeah.
When you go to see the MCU, all the what do you call pre-production artwork, he's the one that designs the costumes and how it's going to look. He's the artist behind the scenes that makes all the Marvel movies. I brought him in because, again, I like his artwork style. That's the only reason why he was there. Big secret. He's like, no one's ever asked me to go to a convention. I go, bro, I love the way you draw. So he comes out. He's over there shaking because he sees Kevin Maguire. His look of Captain America from the first Avenger is based on Kevin Maguire's artwork on that miniseries that they did years ago about, World War II Captain America. It was like a 4-issue series, came out in 1991, where he had the helmet and the leather jacket. Yeah. That's where he got the idea to put Chris Evans in it from this book. And he's like, "Oh my God, can I meet Kevin Maguire?" I'm like, "Yeah, what the hell?" So I go up to Maguire. I go, "Hey, man, this is Ryan Miner." Maguire's like, "Oh, my God, you're Ryan Miner. I love all the work you do in the movie. I love what you did with the And he started talking to each other, and he's like, "Can I get your autograph?" And the two of them, man, were just like big fans of each other. And it was like, that's so weird that you could have these big artists, famous guys meeting each other. And, it's they had a good time too,
Yeah.
That's so cool.
We've seen people get married over the years, man. Oh. We've seen people. I'm sure there's plenty of babies that got made at that show. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it.
It always turns up something. But Mitch, the second year in a row, Joe Jusko has been doing your show. Like he's been kind of staying away from stuff, but then he was at you last year. I think
he loved it. Yeah,
yeah. He likes. He's out there and he's very polite when he talked to him. I say that because I met him at one of the pubs, restaurants. He's like, "Yeah, I really love this show." He had a hard time getting out there, but once he got out there, we
had the thunderstorms from hell last year.
Oh my God! But Mitch, that's your fault, right? Like that's your fault.
The bad weather we had tonight, man, was just like that. It was almost this time last year. I think it was close by or something. Remember, the rain was coming down sideways. We had to close the door.
Yeah,
in the back door loading because the water was pouring in. The lightning was everywhere, and all the flights got delayed because they had to shut down the airports and stuff. But
same thing happens at the 3MIB swap everywhere. It pours.
Does it rain all the time?
Yeah. Thank God I got insurance. Mitch, did you have to get insurance?
I always get insurance. Are you kidding me? Because you never know what's going to happen.
See, Otto, you hear that?
Oh, you mean your type of insurance? Oh, yeah. There's two types, buddy. There's liability, and then there's event insurance cases.
Yeah, the event insurance. That's what I.
Yeah. The more behind the scenes stuff. Yeah, the business part of it that's boring as hell.
Yeah. Oh my
Mitch,
god.
you got a question in the
Billboards.
chat here.
Yeah, man.
Favorite character?
Of what? Of cosplayers or just characters?
I would assume in general, maybe
Is there
favorite comic character.
I have an
favorite
answer for
character?
that. I think I
No,
know it.
go ahead. Tell me your answer because I'll tell you if you're wrong.
I would say Captain America.
You're wrong.
All
Damn
right.
it.
I'm gonna
Everybody
say-
says it. I love Captain America, but between the two, it's always going to be Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Really?
Spider-Man's my number one, but for some reason I became the Captain America guy. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, I got a lot of the shit, but
As you just pull it up.
that's the Scotty Young thing, man.
Do you have a Captain America in your pocket, or you're just happy to see me?
Yeah, I guess that's my shield, buddy. But the thing of it is, here's how that started. We were in the Bridgeport show. Bob Layton was there, and he says, "Hey, Mitch, who's your favorite character?" And I said, "Oh, Spider-Man." He goes, "I don't want to draw Spider-Man." And I go, "Okay." Then he goes, "Who's the second favorite?" I go, "Oh, Captain America." He goes, "All right, cool." So I didn't know what he was doing. So that was on a Friday. So Sunday, he's about to leave. He goes, "Oh, I got something for you." And he reaches in his bag, and I still have it, of course. It's a full 9x12, maybe 11x17, fully inked Captain America by Bob Layton. I go,
wow.
"Oh my God, thank you so much. This is great." So I'm looking at it, and I never got something like that before. So what happens is some of the other artists saw that, and they go, "Oh, you like Cap?" So George Perez, bang, draws me a Captain America. I go, "Hey, wait a minute, what's going on here?" So slowly, I'm getting all these guys giving me Captain Americas. Like Herb Trimpe drew me one, this one, that. I'm like, "Oh, that's great," and they're starting to pile up. I have about 300 now, and I got every different Captain America, Tim Sale's version, Neil Adams version, everybody. But I'm like, I kind of like Spider-Man, and they're like,
Yeah, Spider-Man.
yeah. And so everybody gives me Captain America stuff. They go, "Oh, Captain America's here." I go, "No, it's the Spidey guy," but it is what it is. But it's cool.
That's funny.
I got some Batmans though. I mean, I did get some various, like Neil drew me a Batman that they made a cover out of, so that's kind of cool.
Neil was selling one of those Walking Dead prints.
Yes,
black and white. Where what's his
the
name?
gun. Yeah,
oh
yeah.
God, that's a like that is an amazing print. My interactions with Neil were pretty interesting. I met him every time I had a chance to see him at Terrificon. Just one-liners. I had a Batman.
He was something.
I asked him where to sign it. He looks at me and goes, "I think I've signed a few of these in my life."
Yeah,
bombed it and turned it, and I was like, "Oh my God!"
You gotta have balls to you gotta know how to carry yourself. You
Yes.
know, and Neil Adams, man, it's like, dude, he wasn't a tall guy.
Yes, Neil was a very intimidating character. Neil was very like, I don't know how to say this, but he was the general of crusading for people in comic books. His persona was that of, I am trying to help you guys. I'm trying to work with you. I don't know if I'm saying this right or if this makes sense, but Neil was a very imposing.
He was a champion of the rights for the artists and such.
Yes,
I agree. Tell you. I told it on your story on your show with your friends there, the other podcast.
Comic-Con podcast with Justin and Jack.
They asked me they said a term I had never heard because I'm so fucking old. They said, "Who has the most BDE?" I go, "What? Like, is that like a social disease?" They go, No, big dick energy. I go, "What the hell?"
Okay.
Who's the alpha male? I go,
"Yeah,
come on, man. You're in a room with guys that draw pictures. You ain't looking for like, a commando here." And they're like, no, man. I said it had to be Neil because Neil didn't take shit from anybody,
Nobody.
And I remember,
From nobody. I agree with you.
Nobody. But were you there the time one of the artists wasn't going to come to the show because he was late on a deadline and he wasn't going to get on the plane?
Neil called.
And Neil goes, and I'm on the phone with the guy, fucking flipping out. Go, "Mother, you're the headliner. You're goddamn. I got your flight. Your flight's leaving the." And he goes, "I can't. I'm gonna miss my deadline. I got to get this book done by Monday."
Yeah.
So it's back and forth, and I'm like, "Oh man." So Neil's over there listening to everything. Goes, "Hey." I go, "What?" He goes, "Give me the phone." I said, No. He goes, "Give me the phone." Okay, hold on here. And Neil goes, "Who's this?" "Well, this is Neil Adams." Yeah, that guy. Yeah. "Okay, you sitting down?" "Yeah." "Here's what you're going to do. You're going to come to the show because Mitch already announced you and he paid for your ticket and you're going to have a good time. But you're not going to go out drinking with your buddies after the show's over. You're going to go back to your room and you're going to finish your drawings and you're going to get all your work done and you're going to go back and you'll meet your deadline. You're not coming to this show. You hear me?" "Yeah, that's right. That's right. You just got to organize your time better. You'll be fine, but you're coming to the show." "Okay, here's Mitch now." And he gives me the phone, and I'm like, "Holy shit!" So I say to Jerry Ordway, I go, can you believe that shit? He goes, no one's going to say no to Neil Adams. I go,
No,
what?
that's great. Amazing.
Goes, that's Neil Adams, man. I go,
yes.
What? He goes, because Neil was the guy that got them their original art back. He's the one that went out there and made a big, he was the Norma Ray of friggin' comic artists. He was like, give them their original art back, you sons of bitch. So
no,
whatever,
those are the stories you love to hear,
That's
and
a
it's
great
one thing
story.
to get something signed, but I love to hear that. And you love to hear the other stories from other people and you hear the background of it. Like, and then don't get Steranko going on that X-Men logo, right, Mitch?
Oh no, that accent. And somebody did post that he's got the strongest handshake. Let me tell you, Jim Steranko, I'd put him against Mike Tyson. He's freaking wiry. He'd kick his ass, man. I mean, I'm a big dude, and that freaking Steranko pulled me across the table. Hey, Mitch, how's it going? And he put my hand out. Next thing you know, he's like shoving me. I'm like, what the hell?
The story we were talking about before we went on. I couldn't have gotten away if I wanted to.
No.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing about Steranko is he tells all these stories. And you were at that dinner. I looked at Johnny and I said, I'm going to kill you, Johnny. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about? He goes, and there I was at 2 a.m, buried alive, but I'm an escape artist. And I knew I had to go draw the X-Men. So you know what I did? I had a key in my mouth and I coughed it up and I undid the chains and I got to finish the book. And then we went out for drinks. How about that? And it's like, what the fuck is he talking about? So he's leaving my show, and I go up to him, thank him for coming, and I whisper in his ear, I go, hey, Jim, it's all bullshit, right? He goes, what? I go, this whole deal you got going on, man, I know a scam. I know a con man. It's all bullshit, right? And he takes his hand, and he slaps me with his open palm. You're a good guy, amigo. I love you. Take it easy. And he walked away. I'm like, was I right? And he's like, and I'm like, what the fuck? It's like goddamn Frank Sinatra over there, the fucking rapper.
He's unbelievable. He's unbelievable.
But I do think a lot of it was like made up stuff because I was like, come on, man, this is all bullshit.
When we were at Little Giant, he had he was holding court, and just to give you an idea, it was like a buffet, like a hotel area. He's putting his foot up on the chair with his elbow there, and he's like, let me tell you this. And he's got the long foot out, his elbow on his knee, and he goes, I'm going to tell you about when I wrote this. And that X-Men logo was my idea. And he just, he doesn't let it go. But you want to hear it. I listened to it 10 times.
Only drew, 29 books in his whole career?
29 books.
It's like, what? I know Al Milgram, who's drawn a lot worse books than
Al. Who's going to be at your show, Mitch, right?
Al will be there. I love Al Milgram. I'm at Little Giant Comic Con. I'm at Jason Broderick's show. And some guy comes up to Al Milgram and he says, hey, I got to leave. I got to catch a plane or some shit. Can you have that drawing soon? And he's doing a commission. He goes, well, it all depends. Do you want it good or do you want it bad? Because it's going to take the same amount of time no matter what. I thought that was fucking hilarious, man. And the guy looks at him like,
great.
I guess I want it good. Okay, you got it then. And he just keeps drawing. I was like,
no, he's a great guy. Al always, Uncle Al, we call him Uncle Al out of Pyramid. He always shows up. He's always there. He's always got a great line, and his art is important because he's worked on so many books in the 80s,
Yeah, but the problem is, buddy, that I'm sorry, that cover he did with the Hulk introducing Rocket Raccoon, one of the ugliest Hulks. And let me tell you something.
Agreed.
A mere 5 feet away from where I'm sitting here right now, my sons helped me sort my comic books back in 2004. We sat there all weekend. We had the books all over the floor. We put them in alphabetical order. We put them in the boxes. We long boxed and all that shit. I had 3 copies of that goddamn cover. 3 fucking copies. And my son said, yikes. I go, I know. He's 5 years old. He knew it was ugly. And he says, Daddy, why do you have so many copies? I said, you know what, Owen? I can't believe I'm doing this, man, but keep the best one. Throw out those other 2. He goes, why? I go, because that's the hideous looking Hulk I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Did I know then that was going to become the Rocket Raccoon book that's worth an effing fortune? No, I did not. I never would have thrown it out, but I did.
Oh, that's
how old is Owen now?
24.
Oh, Jesus. 19. Look at that. 20-year span. Oh, my God.
Who knew that
right.
Rocket Raccoon was going to have a big
Who knows?
comeback?
I mean, just like those, Turtles on a
Those
Half
Turtles books that I bought out of the trunk of the car from Eastman and Laird in New Haven. Do you want issues 1 and 2? Nah, fuck that, man. I don't want that.
Let's give it a current read. Oh
Yeah.
my God. Oh, I mean, my God, Mitch, we've kept you for almost 2 hours. This has been amazing. I've asked you so many questions going around in circles.
No, has anybody got any questions? By the way, I don't make money on the food concessions. Whoever put that on the Facebook page, I want to tear him a new one.
Yeah. So hit us up, you guys. We'll field the questions. Shin, why don't we do that?
We got one right now.
Go ahead.
I guess this is for all of us. What's the biggest purchase you've ever made at Terrificon? Item, price, or I think for all of us.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know.
I think I'll start. I think the biggest purchase I made, I've done a lot of deals at Terrificon. A lot of my deals become are like with trades, I'd like to say. But
it's the art of the deal at that show.
Yeah, it's about the art of the deal. I like to trade in bundles. I think the biggest trade I made was with J&S Collectibles, and I got a House of Secrets first Swamp Thing.
Nice.
And I think that ended up being like a 4-5-ish. But I buy lots of stuff. Really,
you mean that book? This book right here? That one? Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh no, that's not my book.
That's Louise Simonson.
Yeah,
buddy.
that's Wheezy.
Yeah.
You'll be there. That's on the wall this year. I blew that one up.
It is really
awesome.
Yeah.
It's a great cover.
Oh my God. All right. So I'll field that question. Chin, you want to run that and have go around the corner?
I don't know about most expensive. I mean, I've bought a handful of expensive books here and there and stuff like that. But every year, I always try to get at least one commission done from someone. I got two. Actually, I got two of them sitting right here. I got a Booster Gold and Skeets.
Oh, nice, from Juergens.
From Juergens, from years ago.
That's beautiful.
Booster Gold, one of my all-time favorites. So I was like, I mean, he's the creator. He did it. I hit him up beforehand. This is one of my favorite pieces.
It's a really nice picture, yeah.
Yeah. And then last year, even though I had to wait in line with Otto, I got from Simonson. I love Throg. I think
that was yours? I saw him drawing that.
Right there.
Yes. I saw that being made, man. Yeah. Nice.
So he did that for me. So that was fantastic. So I always try to get a commission done. I hit up two of the artists beforehand for this year. I have yet to hear back, so I don't know what's going to happen for me this year, but we'll see. So, but I'm hoping to get another sketch, So that's my plan for every year for Terrificon. Just because, and it's so hard to pick too, because I mean we talked about it. The lineup that you get, it's like, all right, who haven't I met? Who would I like to get one from? Like who would be available to do one? Because a lot of these guys, they do commission lists, but they're booked out months ahead.
Yeah, they are. Well, when they write to me that their commission list is open, if you don't join the Facebook group, the Terrificon Facebook group, there's like 4,000 people. You should, because that's where I post whenever I get word like, "Hey, I'm opening my commission list." I throw it out there for the fans first.
Oh, there you go.
We call it the foot group, fans of our Terrificon, like Foom. It's foot. So you guys get first crack at like, "Hey, look, there's a thing open," and then I put it on the public page, but. That's the little in secret there. You can get like commissions on people's stuff,
There you go. Little inside out. Go in and join. Get in there.
Yeah. What'd you get, Dave?
Yeah, you got anything?
I don't have anything ready to show, but one of the books that I got was the first Kingpin, the Spider-Man 50.
Oh, issue with the red
Probably
cover,
like,
issue 50?
Yeah. I don't have it handy, but I bought that I think 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago. And at that point, it was probably the most expensive book I bought at like $350. It's worth a lot more now, but
yeah,
it wasn't the most expensive at the time, but it's probably one of my more expensive books now, which is funny because I thought I was crazy spending that much money on that book because that was the most I spent.
Doesn't it all become like even at some point? Like it becomes monopoly money when you're talking about certain books.
Yeah,
certain things like.
Well, what do you guys think about the prices dropping? Because that's a real thing I've been seeing lately.
I as a buyer.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love it.
We knew the course correction.
Now I can get
some
of the Spidey books. I'm going to be looking for some key Spider.
No, I'm going to tell you. No, I feel bad because I bought a Spidey 1. You know that during the COVID, and it's dropped by like $3,000. It's hurt.
Right, but what about your Daredevil one, Mitch? You got that one, right?
I got a Daredevil 1. I got that for a good price, so I'm not.
I couldn't believe it.
I got a 6.0 for a couple grand. I'm like,
but you know what? Those are books that you know, they might dip here and there, but
they're never gonna. Yeah,
yeah,
they're not
I mean, I'm looking for myself. Well, Giant Size X-Men 1. I can't believe how much that thing's dropped. I'm like, what the hell, man?
Yeah, it's still expensive though. It's still
But
expensive.
that
it is.
book and Avengers one to me haven't. They're staying strong. I don't know, but I don't know.
Well, the 181, I don't think that thing's dropped much.
Hulk 181. It's come down a bit, but there's certain books you said there's always going to be.
You have your tickets to see Deadpool and Wolverine already?
Ordway and I will be at this. I think Franco, the artist guy's coming with us too next week. 6 o'clock, I think, at the IMAX theater back.
Okay.
I'll tell you what, man, it sucks not having movies. We were talking about that today. My wife's like, what's different about this summer? I go, we haven't gone to any movies. She goes, yeah, why not? I go, because there's nothing playing. There's no superhero stuff, you know?
I got to tell you, though, you know what? So I go to the movies. I try to go every week. Me and my two friends go because it's like cheap Tuesdays.
Yeah.
It's the best, even on a bad movie. You just pick a movie. You pay it's like, I mean, for us on Tuesdays, it's like $7 for like the DLX, which is basically IMAX.
Yeah.
We go, we get the food delivered to our seats. It's like dinner. It's like the best night of the week for me.
I was going to go see that Kevin Costner picture because Rooker's in it. And I'm like, I don't know. Because it's part 1 of 4. And I'm like,
his Western
I haven't gone
movie
to
or whatever.
movies in
Western.
forever.
No, I love the movies.
I know, Mitch, you did the whole Star Wars gamut, right?
I did all. I sat through all of them.
Spider-Man.
I sat through. I was going every Monday to see Spider-Man. Let me tell you, man,
great thing. I wish I could have done
great.
that. They did
$5
Did you see it all the
Monday.
way through No Way Home?
I missed when I was in Italy. I missed 2 weeks. I missed the second Andrew Garfield, which ain't missing much with the Rhino, and then I missed the first Spidey with Tom Holland. But I got the rest of them. I saw the rest.
Yeah. Did they stand the test of time in the theater?
They do. I got to tell you, the Tobey Maguire, man, people were still clapping. Even number 3, which
3 did too.
People loved it because
a bad rap. I don't know
when
why
he was doing the dance and stuff. People,
that's what gives it a
along
bad
with
rap, I think. But Sandman was great. You know, I don't know. You know what? I think that dance part and the whole Venom, but I thought the Venom, the Eddie Brock thing,
it's so tacked on. Yeah, you could see it watching it now. Yeah,
but that was pretty interesting. I would have liked to have gone to see that run of movies that they re-released. You know,
I love when they do. The first time I ever saw The Dark Knight Rises, I was in a theater for 9 hours with my buddy. Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, they had them all. I've done the Indiana Jones movies. I've done the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. I've done certain ones I just like seeing.
No, I'm a huge movie guy, so I'm going to go see Twisters on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Twisters getting good reviews.
It's gonna be a fun time, you know. Even if it's a bad movie, like it's fun. You hang out with a couple friends.
Yeah, man. I mean, this like comics movies make me remember the fun times. I remember seeing Jaws when I was a kid. I was like 9.
Oh my god!
And hit under the seat when Jaws was on the screen. You know?
Jaws. I was young during Jaws. That was.
I'd love to see that. I'd love them to put that out. Maybe next year because it's the 50th.
It's the 50th anniversary. Yeah.
Hopefully they'll release.
They play it on Cape Cod every year, Dave.
They do. You can go. You go to Martha's Vineyard and actually sit in a little.
Dave, aren't you going to the Cape soon with sharks? Like,
I'm actually going to Martha's Vineyard this Saturday.
Are you? Because we used to go there all the time. Yeah.
I love I love watching the movie and seeing where some of the scenes were
shot. Yeah, you can go down to Edgartown and you say, "Hey, look, that's where he walked in to get the supplies to make the sign saying beach is closed."
Right.
But we were at Chatham a year or so ago. The beach was closed because of great white sharks, and there's those big posters of a great white shark. Like, don't go. We're like, come on, let's go in the water, man.
I don't get it. All you Cape people, I don't vacation at the Cape, so I'm gonna pass on that. So. Interesting. So
before we
move, a New England person, you Otto. Come on.
I know. I hate
you gotta have your lobster roll. You gotta.
We'll talk like that for Long Island sound like New Haven up through.
I got called out the other day. My friend from Massachusetts said, "You're not New England." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Who's your favorite team?" I go, "Giants." He goes, "Who's your favorite ball team?" Yankees. He goes, "That's fucking New York. You ain't New England." I go, "Look, man. I live in Fairfield County. That's like a suburb. We're a borough of New York."
You really are.
You're
pretty much New York
there.
Yeah, you're basically New York. Yeah. Someone from Massachusetts, you're New York.
Yeah. Once you go past New Haven, you come by that river. Everything west of that,
everything
is New York.
changes.
Everything east is like Patriots, Red Sox, all that stuff. You know.
Yep.
We got a question here from Broke Boy Comics. Noah here. This is his first kind of like big con he's going to.
Yeah.
So, what's some of the things you would absolutely recommend doing at the show? I'll jump in and say, take a look at the amazing lineup that Mitch has between all the writers, artists. Check out the panels that he just put out.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like what what you like. You're like, oh man, I really want to hit this. Kind of make a list. Like, all right, this is my number one. I want to do this. I want to meet this person or whatever, and just go down the list.
It's like going to Disney World. I used to go there with the kids, and we'd say, which ride do you really want to go on? Which one do you second? And we'd have it down, and that way you get them off. Like, I want to go meet Jason Aaron. I want to go meet Greg Capullo.
I started doing it. I started it.
There you go.
The list today.
Jesus, and you know what I got to start doing now? My wife kills me. I'm just like you guys. I start pulling shit that I want signed.
Yes.
And she goes, did you get all your stuff ready? I go, no. She goes, what the hell are you waiting for? Because it's going to be the mad week before the show. And I'm going to be swearing, I can't find that X-Men.
I can't find one book. I can't find that.
You know which one I was looking for today? I actually had to go on eBay and buy it. It was the Jim Lee cover of Captain America, a Black Widow, and a Wolverine. X-Men.
268.
Oh, I bought it on eBay like a jackass. It came today. What a piece of shit this book is. The fucking guy, he wrapped it in a thing, looked like a goddamn bomb. And I'm like, what the hell is this? One book? Why is it in the flat book?
You got 35 comic vendors that have 50 copies.
I know, but let me just tell you. Look, so I opened the fucking thing, and it's all he included a goddamn epic trade with it, like Spider-Man. I go, what the friggin' did he? What, he felt bad because he knew this was a piece of shit copy, and he sent me this book. I go, the fuck? I was so pissed. It's got torn. It's folded. I go, I don't want Jim Lee to sign it. I won't even give this to my fucking dog, man. I'm pissed. So if anybody's out there,
signature
give me a 286, man.
We'll find you one, Mitch.
Yeah, a nice one, because I'm going to Jim Lee to sign it. I want, because everyone's like, oh, have him sign a Batman. I go, I think X-Men.
I'm getting my. So I'm going to get 3 by him because I mean
X-Men 1.
No, I wish. No.
Why wouldn't you? Because listen.
No.
There's 8 million copies of that book. It's let's be honest. It's It's worthless. It's goddamn worthless. There's too many. But it's the X-Men 1, man.
So
it's
I actually
Claremont.
have all 4 covers signed by Claremont, so it would be cool. But
then do it.
But I'm a Gambit guy. Gambit's my all-time favorite, so I'm gonna get 266, my annual 14.
By what? Lee Weeks?
No,
that was
he did Gambit number 1. He did the miniseries.
Yeah, the cover. Yeah.
No, I'm gonna do the annual because Jim Lee created Gambit, so I'm gonna have him do.
Oh, I got you. All right.
And annual 14, and then I have my Turtles Skyline variant, and he's done a couple of Turtles covers, so he's gonna get my 35th signature on there.
But you already have them pulled. You already know where they are.
Oh, I got the books. I'm ready to go. This weekend is me pulling out the rest of them.
I don't. Somebody asked about my Jason Aaron. They go, "What's my favorite Jason Aaron?" I was like, "Well, the God Killer stuff," and I'm like, "The Thor book." I'm like, "Well, he's got a lot of stuff, man.
He's got some good Avengers runs. He's got some good stuff. I'm getting my the new Turtle signed by him. I did the same thing when IDW started with Eastman, and now I'm gonna do the same thing with Aaron. Get the first couple.
All right.
Dave, how about you? What do you got planned?
I don't know. I'll tell you what. I'm not even. It's still a month away. I'm still trying to get.
You better hurry up, dude. That's what I say every year. And then I start going 28 days, 15 days.
Let's go.
On vacation, I'm going to go through the Terrificon's website, and my daughter and I are just going to go through and pick out the things we want to go check out.
Star Wars 1 is good. You know what? I have
beautiful.
I have 2 9.8 Star Wars 1s. With Mike Perkins covers, and Mike signed both of them, and they've been,
you really, Mitch?
Yeah, somebody gave them to me the year it came out. They said, "Oh, here, take this." And Kazaday did the inside, and I was always going to crack it because John's been at the show a couple times ago. I could get Mike Perkins to the variant cover.
Yeah, I love that. That was a great story.
Get Jason Aaron to do the signing because it's a nice white cover.
Yeah,
and it's a takeoff of Giant Size X-Men 1 if you've ever seen
it. It is.
We're all running that, and I've got 2 9.8 of that shit.
Yeah,
so I might get that signed. So whoever suggested Star Wars, that's a good idea.
That's also on my list. He signed my TMNT and my Star Wars because those are my 2 favorites. So
Joker cover from Hush. That's the one. Yeah, I have 2 of those, both sealed.
I just have this in my spinner rack.
Yeah, man. It's a great cover. Yeah.
All right, I got to put this to the side, guys.
I don't know. Would you get the Hush book by Jim Lee? Because Jeff Loeb is on my list to get as a guest future, and he wrote that, so you can get 2.
If I would get the second print of 608 signed by him, the Batman on the gargoyle looking out.
That's a gargoyle. Yeah,
that's a good one to get.
I use that graphic when I do the graphic. I think I put that one up there.
That's a good one.
Like when Finch was here, man, he's got so much good shit. I didn't know what to get.
Yeah.
This is the
Yeah, that's
error
it.
area.
That's the foil cover. Yeah.
Are you
That's the
guys
foil.
buying those new foil covers I see people making? I see like
No,
they
I
got,
bought
like,
this one because this was
reprints.
like the error. Like they were like, this
Yeah.
book is like an error. So I
No,
grabbed
but I
it.
don't get what the deal is with that. I don't understand what's going on.
I don't know,
It's the
everything's
same
foil.
book, just shiny because people.
Yeah.
The
Well,
90s
from
gimmicks are all
Batman
back.
Day. Batman Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The,
Batman
the
Day.
90s
So
gimmicks
anyway.
are back and people will buy them. So that's
Yeah,
why.
somebody said Finch did an awesome sketch. David Finch is one of the. He was in Italy when I was there hanging out with him.
Yeah.
One of the nicest guys we've ever had at the show. I think he's been here 4 or 5 times.
I met him
Really?
last
I wanna
year.
get
He
involved.
did. He signed my Turtles book too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome guy.
Didn't you gonna be there? I'm sorry to ask you again.
No, not this year. Not this year.
Okay.
I try to make them skip every other year because you don't want to get it like you don't want to wear out your welcome. You want to see certain people. Like Arthur Adams, he was just here, and they said, "Oh, do you want Arthur back?" And I said, "He was just here. Let's skip a year or two."
Yeah.
And but Claremont's coming back because
Yeah,
one, he
thank
likes
you.
to sell.
I mean,
people
but
like
he's
and
always
besides,
a draw.
His line is probably still people are still standing in line probably from last year.
Last year.
That's another thing too. If anyone's listening to me now, you want to get Chris Claremont's signature, do it early.
Yes.
Because you're going to eat up a lot of time because Chris loves his fans and he will talk to you for 15 minutes
Yeah.
about every book you bring him. He'll tell you a story about it, which is great for you at the time. But if you're waiting behind 50 people and he's doing 15 minutes with each one and you're there for 4 friggin' hours, don't say I didn't warn you. That's
Mitch,
all I'm
I
gonna
did
say.
I did a faux pas with Claremont 2 years ago.
Oh, well, real quick too. He signs things with a gold pen.
Yeah.
A lot. And he's got the real fancy signature.
Yep.
Don't put it in a bag because I had my Excalibur 1 signed by him, and the guy
White
put it right in
brother.
there. It looks like it's a blurry gold mess.
Spirit.
I got my.
Anyway.
That's why I'm getting my Gambit signed by Jim Lee because I already got it signed by Claremont. So
What happened, Otto? What'd you?
So
what's your faux pas?
I remember listening to Chris Claremont talk about one story, and he said, yes, we were, we talked about like this, the bullpen in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. And he's like, yes, we were drinking a lot of scotch back then. And I said, oh, okay, that's pretty interesting. So the following year, he had mentioned scotch, and me being a bartender, I went and bought some Johnny Walker Blue Label, which was the higher ender of the Blue Label scotch, to give to him, not to say anything, to get another signature, but just to say, hey, please, for everything you've done for me, enjoy a cocktail on a bartender for me. And I said exactly what I said to him, and he goes, young man, I don't drink alcohol anymore. I am sorry for that.
Oh my, yeah.
So he totally looked at me and said, and then I had to change the conversation. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. You mentioned it once before, and
yeah,
I don't mean to give you anything, but he was like, no, I don't drink alcohol anymore. And I go, oh, okay. Foot in mouth right here, right now.
That's all right. That happens. Somebody asked, will I get burned? I already talked about I can't get burned. And Barry Windsor Smith is kind of on that level too. I've seen him, but he doesn't like doing shows. But anyway, real quick, remember the party with Steranko? And out of nowhere, he jumps up. He goes, this room needs a champagne toast. So the people Mohegan went out and bought Dom Perignon, and it was like $200 a bottle because I know I paid for the goddamn stuff. And they popped the cork and he poured it, let's have a toast. But he talked for 2 hours. By the time it was time to toast, that friggin' stuff was flat as a board. And I was like, and then he goes, I don't drink. And I go, wait, what? And he goes, yeah, I don't drink. I go, hey, wait a minute, mother. What the freak did you make me buy this fucking champagne for if you're not going to drink it? He goes, no, I don't touch this stuff. I could have put ginger ale in this shit, No one would have known.
But we have a question right here. Mike Zeck's not even in the country.
Mike Zeck is not in the country anymore. Mike Zeck lives over in Singapore, the Philippines. So, yeah. He moved away. So, I'll ask, but I don't think he's coming
that
back.
far away. He really
He's in Singapore, I think. He's on the other side of the earth now. He moved.
Oh,
but he used to be right down the street. He and I used to go to the same comic book shop in the 80s when I was a punk.
Did you get that at Terrificon, Dave?
Yeah, I got this at Terrificon. I think the last time.
Yeah.
I bought and then this was when he did the Craven's Last Son. So I got it was like he sold them as a set. This plus every Craven cover, and he signed them all in it. I think a couple of the Cravens I had, McLeod was there also.
Yeah, McLeod was there. Bob's going to be there this year too.
Yeah, so, Bob. I enjoy talking to Bob. I have something really neat that I wanted to sign. Bob and I and my daughter took a picture years ago, and every year that I meet him, I have him do a little sketch on it. and my daughter has gone from 12 years old to 17 now.
Yeah,
and I kind of want to take a picture with him. It's pretty neat. So
is
little
the
memory
Christmas
that.
card? Is the Christmas card done, Otto? Are you done?
Well, you know what, Mitch?
You want to get Jim Lee's signature, don't you?
That's the coup de grace. That's the coup de grace. That's it. But who am I going to give that card to, and who's going to wait in line? I don't know. Do you know somebody that can help me out, Mitch?
I might know a guy.
Okay, because that is it. After that signature, it is complete.
Otto doesn't wait in lines.
I can't. Well,
which makes no sense to me because you're never at the booth, so I don't know what you're doing the whole time.
Where's Otto? Where's Otto?
I'm very busy.
Where's Otto?
Where's Otto raffle will be back this year because those pictures we got last year were incredible, and I can't wait to see more of them.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it was crazy. It was just nuts, buddy. I don't know. It's going to be a hell of a show. I can't believe it's coming up in a month. It seems like, oh my God, it's almost here. You know, it's
exciting though. Exciting.
Yeah, for you. Yeah, for you. Yeah. I still got to buy.
I can't believe you don't go down. So you arrive. So Thursday is like the setup day, right? And then everything rolls into Friday for everybody. Like the patrons can go Friday at what time? Like 2:00 ish. Is that what?
Via 1:30. For the VIP,
Friday. That's huge, guys. Please, if you're watching this on a rewind, Friday at 1:30 to 5-6 o'clock, that is a great time to be at Terrificon.
If you want to buy comics, it's a comic thing. That's a lot of. I mean, the actors' lines and stuff get crazy on Saturday. I mean, that's like massive. It's massive. Yeah. And we sell out. We sell out. You guys don't. Here's another inside baseball secret. Last year, there's only so many people that can be in the room. Fire code, fire marshal laws. So what we do is we stagger the line a little bit. So by that means if there's people out line about it was around 1:00 we peaked. There was too many people in the room. So what they do is they hold up and wait till about 50 people and they get the clicker. 50 people leave, 50 people come in. 70 people leave, 70 people come in. It was very organized and it wasn't that bad. It was a good flowing crowd, so people didn't have to wait long. But there are points of the day, especially on Saturday, the peak is probably from 12 to 2.
It's unbelievable.
So if you want to get stuff, get either early, or plan on coming.
Or wait till the end.
Or go take a lunch, man, and then come back later on the day. Go to Chick-fil-A or
maybe Tim, we 3MIB can do like a navigating video of how to do Terrificon. But that's a great idea. Like I'm a huge fan of at like later hours conning. You know what I mean? The 4 to 7,
the floor's empty.
You know what I mean? The 4 to 6, those hours you can get a lot done.
Oh no, 4 to 6, you're back in the hotel.
Yeah. Does he go back to the room?
Oh my God!
What happened?
I don't know if I go back to the room.
Does he take a nap?
No, I don't nap. I definitely don't nap. So I'm kind of getting ready, but we like live shows. Maybe I hit the floor. I'm all over the place, and it's all about Terrificon. I just can't wait. I'm just so excited. And,
you should do a video from the pool. I want to see like hey everybody, it's me. And he's
Cannonball.
You get everybody in the pool this year. They're all like lined up and they're all
so no WNBA, so that's a good thing.
Oh well, no. Here's another story for you.
Oh boy, man.
Friday night is the NBA Basketball Hall of Fame dinner.
Is that why the rooms are so expensive?
Friday night, there's going to be a lot of, if you're into basketball, there's a lot of heavy hitter basketball guys walking around. So if you want to, I don't know if Shaquille O'Neal or somebody, but there's going to be a lot of big ball players
there.
Show
on Saturday? Is there a show on Saturday?
On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in the arena, there's this guy named Shane Gillis, who's a big comedian, and he's got a 3-day set going on there. So,
my God.
Here's what you do. If you're going to get something to eat, don't do it before 8 o'clock because that's when everybody and their brother is getting food before they go to the concert. Once that concert starts at 8 o'clock, the restaurants will empty out, so you'll be able to get a chance to get in there. Another tip, if you want to go to these fancy places like Tao and some of the other nice big restaurants, Michael Jordan's, you better call about next week or 2 weeks out. If you want reservations, because you're gonna have to wait forever.
I mean, all these other players are being in there. You know what I mean? So
yeah. And the other thing is, if it's around 10:30 or 11, and it seems a little empty. Once that concert door opens in that arena, you're going to have 8,000 people flood the casino restaurant. So if you want to get something to eat and drink, either be in the damn restaurant before that door opens, because you will not get something to eat right away, because you're going to have 8,000 people trying to get food at the same time. So it's not going to be fun. So that's a little, I've learned that over the years.
Pro
when
tip
to
right
go.
there.
And the
Pro
other
tip.
thing is, if you like Asian food and Chinese food, there's a place called Fantasia, which is on the other side of the casino floor. Not a lot of people know about it, but you can get food there to like 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning.
I didn't know that. For real? Okay, I need to know that.
Ming Chen took me to it. I was like, "What's going on?" Because we're getting food.
I was at like 4 a.m. calling room service.
I say I'm a
no.
3. I'm a
And
3:30
Johnny
for
Johnny Rockets is open for takeout food.
Yeah,
till 4 or 5 in the morning. You get egg sandwiches.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Did we get a little super chat?
We did get a super chat by the one and only Mike the Beast. Thank you,
man.
sir.
And there's new restaurants this year. There's a new place called I think it's called The Farm that just opened up. New place there. And there's another takeout food up near the Krispy Kreme bakery where they make the donuts and you see them off the conveyor. There's something over there. And there's a great outdoor bar if you want to go outdoor and get some fresh air at night.
Yes, I need to know this. Tell me where.
Patio. They have music concerts out there on Friday night. They'll have like a cover band and it's free. So you can go out there at like 7 or 8 o'clock.
I want to go to that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to get out there.
And you'll see me riding the bull at the Country Western Bar on a Saturday.
I saw a Stormtrooper doing that once.
Stormtroopers do it. They sing with the band. Yeah.
Like,
but I don't like country music. I'm not
a fan, but I don't know.
But I like going to that bar. You'll see me sitting there watching.
You get everybody. Everybody seems to go into that place, and it's just, I don't know. It gets a little crazy. It gets a little wild. You know, it's a hall pass for many people.
To answer William Medina, Lou Ferrigno, it's not hard to get. Linda Carter is impossible because Linda Carter wants to show up at the show with her 10-piece band and sing. She does not want to sit at a table and do photos and selfies. She wants to perform, and
that's my first crush.
I tried getting her a couple years ago, but the only way it was going to happen is you had to put her at the cabaret, and she was just going to sing, and maybe she would do 50 meet and greets. That's it. So that's why it didn't happen. And I didn't want to fly her band all the way up from Maryland or something.
Oh, all right. Look at that.
There you go. You ask, and I'll tell you.
Look at that. Find it all out. Find it all out. So lots of great information. Almost 2.5 plus hours, man.
I know. Oh, somebody's funny. There was a Miss China contest. Yes, there was a beauty contest going on.
Yeah, they showed up on our floor. Do you guys remember this?
It was insane.
At one point.
It was like I don't know, like a beauty pageant thing going on.
Yeah,
it was over in the convention center, and it ended like midnight or something. And the entire lobby was just full of these gorgeous women in these gowns, like sequins gowns and crowns on their head, and they had flowers.
They shut us down. They were on our floor.
If you go back and watch the live show that we did, that we got shut down in right before we're shut down, we have a couple of them on.
Yeah, it was I was walking around going, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
And I think it's the weekend that Elvis Presley died, and they usually do an Elvis thing, something, because one year the place was full of like 50 Elvis Presley impersonators, and you think you're on drugs. You're walking around at 3 in the morning and 2 in the morning, and there's like 20 Elvises walking around. Hey man, how's it going, baby? And I'm like, what the hell? You know?
Oh my God. I remember this is one story. I'm going to tell you, this is a really funny story. It's very embarrassing at this point, though. So we're on our floor. We're having a whole show. Down one of the wings, this bridal party comes down. So it's all these young girls. One of them's getting married. And here we are. We're talking about Optimus Prime versus Grimlock versus Megatron. And these girls are like,
sexy
what's
talk,
going on
buddy.
with you guys? We're like, I don't know. Who do you think's more powerful, Optimus Prime or Grimlock? And these women looked at me like, I'm like, oh, forget it. You guys are hot. Come on and get behind the camera right now and talk to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So no, it's unbelievable. You know, it's unbelievable who comes off the floors. So
Kevin Smith was on like the 15th floor once, and I remember people were freaked out because he just walked out. I was like,
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my buddy. I can't wait to meet him again. Mitch, can we get him pretty soon? For like the 40th anniversary.
I was gonna get him this year, but I chose not to.
Nah, I hear you. No
he was there back in 2016.
Oh, he was great, and I missed out when he was at the cabaret bar. He did like a meet and greet at the cabaret at the time.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
I missed that completely. So, but again, it's It's not about Otto. It's about Terrificon. And
Somebody
all that.
asked about Keanu Reeves. You want to hear? He was supposed to come here in.
He must be 50 grand.
No, I was across the street, right at the basketball court near my house, talking to his agent. He was going to take the train in from New York City to Mohegan Sun, and one day only. I think it was 2016, and somebody said, "Why do you want that guy?" Because Bill and Ted was like 30 years ago, and he's not that popular. And this is before John Wick came out, and then John Wick came out and he blew up again. But people were like, "Oh, that guy's, he's an older demo. You don't want that guy." And what happened is they said, "Oh, he can't make it because he has to go to Italy to film some movie called John Wick." And I'm like, "Oh, what's that?" I'll tell you who else was supposed to come at one point: Chadwick Boseman. And I swear to God, on my dad's grave. What happened is they called before the Black Panther came out, and they said, "Do you want some actors to come to your show?" And I said, "Who do you got?" They go, "We got Chadwick Boseman. He's in Captain America: Civil War." Civil War. He was in that one. And I said, "Oh, all right." And they gave me his price. It wasn't that bad at all. It was lower than some of the people I got coming this year. And I said, "Okay." And then I started passing his name around, and I heard from people saying, "Chadwick who?" And I go, "Oh, he's a," they go, "I never heard of him." I go, No, he played Jackie Robinson. He played James Brown. He was in, they go, "I never heard of him. You're crazy. That's too much money. We're not doing it." Then the Black Panther movie came out. Then I called him back. It was, now he wants a private jet and like a $250,000 guarantee. I was like, wait, what happened to the, whatever, 50,000
free hotel room?
That's off the table. But I could have had him. And I remember, I still got the email somewhere on my laptop. It said, "Chadwick who?" was the subject line. They were like, "Who's this guy? Why are you trying to put money out?" So
didn't you have Barenthal? You had Barenthal once.
He canceled to go do the the Ford versus Ferrari.
Really? Okay.
Gotcha. He was supposed to come. He was there. I was like a month before the show. I think that was the year that Adam West died. I think it was 2017.
Yeah,
that was like the first year. I had the Punisher. I had Batman die. The Punisher went to go make a movie about cars. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And I had.
What about Finn Jones though? Finn Jones did not.
I had Iron Fist coming. Yeah,
Finn Jones did not have a good time.
He was a great guy. Let me tell you, Finn Jones was one of the nicest guys we ever had there. He's a very nice man. Right. But everyone was giving him so much crap about the Iron Fist show because it premiered that weekend.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Yeah, you sucked." I was like, whatever.
All right, poor guy. He's just giving it a shot. You know what I mean? Just trying to.
I'll tell you, the second season of Iron Fist got better, and they left it open where he had the guns. Yes. And I was like, "This might get good," and then they canceled it. So.
No, Power Man. I was, Power Man, Iron Fist. I grew up to that. I certainly love that.
I thought Power Man was good. I thought Luke Cage was good.
It's gonna be really bad for me.
Jessica Jones. I like. You know what? I was going to get her this year, but I did
She's
not.
good. Yeah. Ritter. No.
I was going to get Kristen Ritter. She was on the list. Kristen Ritter was on the list. Karen Gillan was on the list, but she couldn't make it. So I'll tell you who was supposed to come.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, great news. Great news. What would it take to get Shatner there? Is he like?
Oh no, Shatner was supposed to come here in 2021. It was the
COVID. This way you don't have to wait in line for me.
I wasn't gonna anyway.
Oh God.
He was supposed to come in 2021, and like 2 weeks before the show, he blew me off and he went to Galaxy Con down in South Carolina. Yep. It was all squared away. He was in town to do some show up in Ticonderoga, New York. They have like a Star Trek museum. Yeah. And he was there, and he was going to drive down, and then the week before too, they blew me off. So
this is a big one, Mitch. It's not Harrison Ford, but would you ever?
Mark Hamill, I've asked. He wants a lot of money. If you want to see Mark Hamill, you got to go to Fan Chicago. I think he's charging $300 an autograph.
Get out of here.
Yeah, I met him in Secaucus, New Jersey in 2006 with my kid. It was $60. It included an autograph and a photo with him for $60. And I thought that was a lot of money back in 2006.
2010, I met Carrie Fisher, and he was right next to her, and he was like, I think it was like $100 at that time.
Yeah. I met Carrie Fisher at the Big Apple show, Mike Carbo's show. She was behind a curtain. It was weird.
That's how she was at Star Wars Celebration 2010.
Yeah, really? And I said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Did you lose a bet?" Because the actors weren't doing Comic Cons back then. I said, "Did you lose a bet, or are you writing an article for a book or something?" She goes, "A little bit of both." And
she was awesome though. She
was very nice. Yeah,
she is everything you thought.
Yeah. One last question from the chat right here. Patrick Stewart, you almost had him, right? And then COVID hit.
Yep.
Do I remember that?
COVID. Yeah, here's who COVID took out that year. I had the original Justice League cast. Even Carl Lumley, who played the Martian Manhunter, he was coming.
You got to get him back.
I had him. Now he's Winter Soldier. Isaiah Bradley. I had him, and then COVID knocked that year out. Thank God we got to have Kevin Conroy come back for his last appearance.
Absolutely.
But that was a make good for that. Who else was supposed to come that year that got canceled? I don't know. I can't.
But I remember you had mentioned to me, you're like, I'm getting Professor X. I'm getting Professor X.
Yeah, because I wanted to get somebody who had a big draw, and I was like, well, he's got Star Trek, and he's got
Star Trek. Oh God! One of the best things I ever hear is I had a dream that Professor X was walking on the deck of the Enterprise. You know, like I just love to hear that. So, oh my God!
I don't know. I know you guys. We got to go to bed soon because it's thundering upstairs. I hear.
Look at this. 2.5 hours. I hope we.
Well, whatever you guys want to talk, man. You know, this is all I do for a living, so I got plenty of stories and stuff.
All right. I mean,
yeah, we definitely got to have you back on for after the show sometime.
Full show wrap up. Find
Mitch,
out all
what was the attendance last year?
Oh, I don't know, 20-something thousand. I don't have the
20-something thousand. So
yeah,
when you say 25,000,
we're doing good this year. I mean, I'm above at
you
this
have like
point,
a pre-sale already.
Yeah, I look at my from years past, from 2015 to now, and I can tell you exactly how many days out before the show, and it's like it's up there. It's like almost double what it normally is. So it's like a no-hitter, Otto. You don't want to say anything. You don't.
I know. But what is it? Is it a week before the show that you got a big spike? 2 days before the show?
Oh, here's the other thing. You people drive me crazy out there listening to you. You buy your damn tickets the day of the show, or you buy them the last week, and then everyone starts freaking out. They're on sale since like November. What the hell? And then the last 2 weeks, it's insane. The numbers go through the roof. All the local comic shops like BoomTube Comics and Cave Comics, where you can buy them. You can buy them without service fees. If you want to save yourself some money, you don't have to go to Ticketmaster. Go to a comic shop and buy them for face value. Okay, it's there. But
what do you guys? We're giving you all the secrets, all the tips, all the navigation.
Go to Richie's.
Other than walking through the door.
Richie's Comics in Waterbury, Infinite Heroes in Watertown, Cave Comics in Newtown, Arusa Anime up in Groton or wherever that is, Mystic, I think, and Comics in Harrison, New York, and BoomTube up in Southington. Man, they all got tickets Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can go buy them. The VIP package is sold out for this year. There was only 300. The shirts are all put away. The pins you get, everything you get in the package.
Was great last year, though. The David Finch prints were great last year.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have some new prints for Daredevil, so you can get.
Really?
You'll buy a print of like a Klaus Janson or Lee Weeks. It'll be like $20, exclusive, only 100 made. One, and they're all numbered. They'll be numbered 1 of 100.
Really?
Whatever. And,
so maybe that's what I get Charlie.
And it includes a free autograph.
Oh,
so if you buy it and you bring it up to the table, they will sign it for
all
you.
the things you guys are hearing tonight.
Cool.
But here's a big secret. Here's a big secret. You know what's holding it up? I got to pick which image I want. So if anybody out there knows what's a great Daredevil Klaus Janson cover, let me, or an image. It doesn't have to be a cover, but let me know.
The one with him holding a gun, I think.
That's in the head.
The gun.
I'm going to leave you with this last bit. Oh, I should even show you the picture. They just arrived yesterday. I got a. Well,
hold on. I got to highlight you. Hold on.
All right.
This is a big deal. We've had a great show. We're gonna. Chin, help me out here.
I got it.
Okay.
There's going to be a special print.
Okay.
Done by one of the big headline artists, and it's going to be signed by him and another big deal with another comic book company, and we're going to give them out to people. But there's only 200 of them, and I got to figure out how I'm going to give them out to people.
These are prints.
It's a print. It's I think it's 12 by 18. They came yesterday. FedEx.
Oh, gorgeous.
They came FedEx from Burbank, California. Wink, wink. And they're going to be signed on Saturday. Wink, wink. When somebody's there. I know he's only there. He's only there on Saturday, and we're going to distribute them somehow to people, just randomly. Just if you're there on Saturday. Wink, wink. You'll get it. And here's the best thing. It's got every character you can imagine. Wink, wink. From
really? Oh my God! Listen to this. You guys are getting better than this. Hope you watch this video all the way through because Uncle Mitch is just dropping knowledge.
See if you can figure out what I'm saying, Every
I'd
character
like to figure
that came from Burbank, California. One of my guests who's at the show will be there,
Yeah.
and he's going to be signing them, and then we're going to give them out to people.
I love this comment.
Every character.
Look, this brain crew right here is just going to start
Oh,
throwing
that's
out
funny.
numbers right here.
Oh.
So, oh my God,
And they're
gentlemen.
sitting upstairs in my living room, right near the
Oh my
dog's
God.
toys.
So they're like, your wife is like, what are these doing right here?
Yeah,
Like,
what are they? What are these pictures of? Who cares? Which one is this?
both
Marvel
the
or
kids are gone
DC?
though, right? Like empty nest right now. It's you, the
It's me and the wife and the dog, yeah.
right?
And a turtle. We have a turtle. But she says, "What is it? Who are these Marvel? Who's this? Marvel or DC?" I go, "It's both."
Oh my God.
Boom! Right there.
All right.
That's awesome.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
The wheels are turning right now. People are like, wait a minute.
We got a month left to go to talk about this. Like everybody's gonna be like in our group chats and text messages and
keep
comments
watching.
below.
Go to the goddamn fan. What is it called? The foot page.
Facebook. The Facebook page.
Facebook foot page, because that's where I put all the crap up there.
Yes, that's a great page. Great page.
Yeah.
Great
I
page.
test stuff out on there.
Yeah.
I go, hey, you guys like this logo? Which cover do you want?
But you also field all the questions there. So I mean,
I
we should
do,
wrap
and
up
I
with that.
got some guys helping me out too, because some of the questions.
Oh,
some of the
Scott
questions-
Martin helps you out a lot.
Scott Martin and Dave Lieb and other folks, because sometimes I see some of the questions and I just shake my head, and I have the Italian in me comes out.
No, I
thank
know,
God
I know,
it doesn't
I know.
go on the keyboard, because I go, "What's the
Scott Martin
matter
does a
with
great-
you? What
Scott
you,
Martin does
you
a
ask-
great job at moderating
really-
the page.
Did you really ask a question like that? What's the matter with you?"
Awesome.
And here's the one. Here's the biggest pet peeve I have. I'll tell you this now. Nobody on this page, nobody watching this shit is going to say anything. But if I announce John Romita Jr., if I announce Eric Larson, I hate when I say, "I have no idea who this is. Are there going to be more soap opera stars? Are you getting more wrestlers? I don't know who these people. Who the hell is Jim Lee? I don't know." And I'm like, why are you coming to the? It's a comic book show. It drives me nuts.
It's a
John
tough page, Vince.
Buscema,
It's a tough page.
huh?
It's a tough page, but hopefully we've answered a lot of those questions tonight. So
I
you don't get
can't.
any comments or all
Why are
these
you reading
memories.
comic books if you don't know who these people are? Why are you reading a comic book?
I know. Oh my God, Dave the brother, what do you think about this? Great night.
Oh, this is I could listen to Mitch all night long. This is amazing.
Yeah, you're the
asking-
only one. My wife was
When
like,
you're-
"Good, go downstairs, play with your friends in
Yeah.
the basement."
Well, when I was asking, he's like, "Hey, do you have a question?" The answers you are giving us, I wouldn't have even have known to ask.
Like I said, I tell these people all the
beast.
time when you see me at CliffCon all the time. I'll tell you whatever's going on. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, Mitch, why isn't this guy coming? Oh, he hates me. What? Yeah, can't stand me. There's this Otto knows who I'm talking about too. Why
Oh,
can't
I
so-and-so
do.
come
I
back?
do. It's very funny.
Didn't he used to work with you on your show? Yeah. Well,
Yes,
that's
you guys used to talk all the time and a podcast, but I enjoy the podcast much more now. So anyway, Chin, what do you think, man? Are you psyched, stoked?
It's my favorite show of the year. I already can't wait. It was awesome hearing the stories from Mitch. I can't wait for, was it a month out now? I can't wait. I'm just excited. Cannot wait.
I mean, I got to tell you, I really wanted to keep this about the show itself, but I think we talked about the memories of previous years, the things that are going on this year, what has happened in the past. Mitch is completely transparent with all of us. I mean, we're giving you 2.5 hours of what to expect from an amazing show that's a month away. And I can't tell you guys enough. So we all know that a few people have passed away in our community, and I'm not going to dwell on that for a second, but I challenge each and every one of you, when you say to yourself, I don't know if it's worth it, this trip is worth it. Trains,
Absolutely
planes,
worth
automobiles, New Haven Airport,
how are we
Rhode
gonna get
Island
there?
Airport, the train into New Haven, whatever. You can
Shoreline
get-
is called the Shoreline East. There's actually a link on the website that says how to get here. You could get here you could take the ferries boat. That's how Scott Snyder and Billy Tucci, they take the ferry from Long Island over to Bridgeport, over near Port Judith or whatever.
Port
near
Judith,
London.
Port Jefferson, I think like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
still,
Port Jeff. Yeah.
I mean, there's no reason why you guys can't make this. And you know what? Once you get your vehicle up here, it's free parking.
There's a guy that drives down from Canada 9 hours. 9
Yes.
fucking hours he drives down to this show. We got a guy that comes from Australia. Fucking 26-hour flight he comes to the show. Jeez, what
It's
the
worth
hell?
it. It is worth it. It is like you said, you get those, movie stars and TV stars, but this is a comic book show.
Yeah,
And
man.
it's the best.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So So you guys, so stay tuned to 3MIB. Thank you very much, Mitch, for jumping on.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks for all these people that are watching. I hope it didn't bore the shit out of you, but it is what it is. But hey, man.
Right,
and Mike, I saw Mike Benson up there. Mike, always talk to Mike.
Mike's absolutely. SCSU
alumni. He and I graduated from Southern. Yeah,
absolutely.
See?
So we'll be doing
your wife's preview. Mitch, your wife's probably not watching, so you're not bored.
No, she went to bed. She got a real job, buddy.
Yeah.
She gets up at 5.
You'd be boring if she was on.
Oh man, I asked her tonight if you want to go see Deadpool and Wolverine with me in Ordway next week. She goes, "No." I go, "Come on." She goes,
why are you asking?
Why? Why would I want to see
glass?
But yeah, we'll hopefully see everybody in the chat at Terrificon. We got Boost. What are we? A1 and A2, I believe. We're
Something
right in
like
that. Yeah,
we're gonna pull that up
right
later,
next to your
whole series of shows leading up to it, whether it's a dealer preview, possible 2 dealer previews.
I like the guy that says Solomon lives. I'm hyped right now and I'm sweating. Wear deodorant, by the way.
Yes, please do.
That is the biggest con tip.
I don't know why the Axe body spray people don't have a effing booth at every convention. And I'm not being a jackass. I'm just telling you as a guy, hey, I forgot to wear my D over at GamerCon, my other show, and I knew it too. I was walking around and go, mother, I smell like death. And I go,
the GamerCon, no less.
I forgot to, but no one noticed. It kind of blended in. But I said to my wife, I forgot to put my effing deodorant on today. She goes, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. I go, oh, I stunk like a beast, man. So I'm telling you.
Nobody wants to smell you.
Nobody wants to smell you. No one wants to smell
Unbelievable. Great time, gentlemen. Thank you very much, everybody in the chat under Rewind. Leave comments below. Mitch, we can't wait to see you in a month. We're here for We Know It.
Oh, I'm going to go to that Hartford show you advertise. There's no CliffCon this month. And I was like, oh, shit, I got to get my fix in, man.
Collectibles Festival. Should be a lot of fun.
I'll bring some flyers and shit. I'll bring
free to get into.
I'll bring tickets. I'll have tickets on me. If you see me, I usually have tickets in my pocket. So
there you go. 3 to 8.
All right.
July 27th.
Our little collectible festival. So, oh my God, Dave, anything else?
That's it.
No mas. Mitch, Saturday, my wife and my daughter, we've been going to this show for 10 years. And Saturday is the best. And my daughter, every year, she brings a new friend with her. Because she's like, you got to come to this show.
How old's the kid? How's your kid?
My daughter's just turned 20. So
oh, really? She brings people every year? All right.
And she cosplays. She came as Loki one year. So she has a great time. And she's got a friend who likes manga, and so she's like, "Hey, why don't you come to this show? Because there's so much stuff that I think people don't realize.
No,
you promote the comics, but there is a lot of other stuff that
tell her to go to that shop I told you about. I don't know where you live, but there's a shop in Mystic called the Ariza. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
We were just there.
They sell my tickets there, but they got one there and they got one right here near me in Fairfield, Connecticut. Beautiful store, tons. If you're into anime and manga, they got all that stuff.
Manga, we were just there last week in Mystic.
Yeah, it's not a very nice shop. Yeah. So check it out. There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
And keep doing what you're doing, boys. Brother? Keep doing it. I watch you guys all the time. You'll see the little thumbs up when I'm bored. I go, oh shit, Otto's got a new show up, man.
Yeah, that's it. All right, Chin, you're good, buddy?
I'm good. Hopefully see everybody at Terrificon, maybe this Friday, talking some TV. So be there.
All right, Mitch. My God, 3 hours of your day. Thank you very much for hanging out with us.
I got to go upstairs now and sort out airline flights and rides for people because, I got a big team of people doing all this stuff.
It's all you all day, right?
All day long, man.
All day. All right. So, my God, everybody that's in the live chat, everybody that's in the Rewind, thank you very much for watching. Comment below. Mitch watches it. If he doesn't see it, I'll get the messages back to him. We've got t-shirts dropping on 3MIB. We've got our extravaganza. We have so much going on in the next month. It's geek crazy, and I'm so happy to bring it to everybody. So on behalf of Mitch Halleck, the producer of Terrificon, my man Dave Chinmo, Dave the brother, Roger Levesque, I am Everett Otto. We are 3 Men in the Basement with Mitch Halleck, and we are out. Peace. I am exhausted. This has been a great
Good night, Canada.